The following program is meant for adult audiences only. If you are easily offended, you are choosing to be offended by continuing to watch. If jokes upset you, whether bad or good, you might end up crying. Being a bitch in life is difficult, I imagine, but you must find a way to continue. For all the haters and lurkers, hope you enjoy the show. For the bigot army, enjoy the show. Don't be a pussy.
そうだ。テレビつけてもいいぞ。
冒険アニメ
よりによって
サイレンサー付きの拳銃だと。
ワクワク。
Here we go! Mucha lucha, mucha lucha. It's the way of life.
There is a fifth dimension, beyond that which is known to man. It is a dimension as vast as space and as timeless as infinity. It is the middle ground between light and shadow, between science and superstition, and it lies between the pit of man's fears and the summit of his knowledge. This is the dimension of imagination. It is an area which we call
the Grifter Zone.
Good moo! Oh, you found your moo!
My crew is big and it keeps getting bigger. That's 'cause Jesus Christ is.
Man, I want to get drunk in a hotel room with you.
That might be taken
Phrasing.
out of context.
Gay, gay, gay.
Oh. No. How is it my fault? What? The bracket gifted this and I'm immediately called an anti-Semite? Come on, dog.
Bruh.
What are these characters? Nazi furry? Hypno, why would you do this to me? Said, welcome to Goonergate. Protect your booty hole.
What's up, nerds? It's Alyssa Mercante, Kotaku senior editor, and
Nobody even wants you here.
And I would take her to Chili's, maybe. You know, like, genuinely, I just want the best for her. Genuinely.
Listen, if it was consensual and you didn't hate the Jews, I'd fuck the shit out of you. I would.
What did he say? People are gonna clip that. You know that I don't.
Clip it. I know you don't. Come on. But that's the thing. Why can't we have fun?
Bruh.
That's an interesting way of putting. That makes sense.
He's jealous. Fuck yeah. Been knew I was that bitch. I didn't need a man to tell him to fuck.
And Hypnotic again, member for 1 month. Thank you. Enjoy First Berserker. What's that black stuff between an elephant's toes? Slow natives. Wait.
Wild.
Yeah. On the other end of the spectrum. Yes.
Okay.
I'd say that goes out of dad into dark, but sure, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Definitely dark.
Somebody replies and it says, "This is embarrassing." And he says, "Not as embarrassing as your take on trans kids. It was not researched. It was cruel and it had no basis in facts. So forgive me if I don't take all your takes that seriously." Who's this person?
Bruh.
Look at the fucking thumbnail. God of Cock Meltdown. Oh my God, look at this. Oh man. Yeah, sure. Trans kids, for sure, man.
Right, but you're giving an opinion on an article with a headline that's inflammatory. So the fact that you're giving an opinion on what's on screen,
Did I focus on the inflammatory nature of the headline?
Well, can I assume that everything in this article you would agree with?
You shouldn't assume. It makes an ass out of yourself and me.
Okay, so that
down his timeline, you're gonna see a lot of ass and titties. Okay, me on my Twitter timeline, you ain't gonna see none of that. As a matter of fact, like I can show you, I can scroll down my entire news feed on Twitter. Why would you ruin my point? I'm trying. God damn. Why would you ruin it? I didn't do that. I don't know who this chick is. Why would you do that? I can't even edit it out.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Someone you love been canceled? Have you been the target of online harassment because of something you said or refused to be compelled to say by the mob? Did you mistakenly think you could be an individual, form your own opinions, and keep all of your friends?
Titty
Did your social
freakers.
credit score tanked because you had a conversation with, subscribe to, or follow someone who suffers from wrongthink? Have you been called a literal Nazi because you think taking care of one's physical health is important? Have you tried apologizing for your transgressions only to find out you actually poured gasoline on the they-them flames? Have you ever had a politically incorrect thought or, heaven forbid, made an off-color joke? Well, we here at the Office of the Cancelled are here for you. As a member of the club, we offer exclusive trading cards, flak jackets, lapel pins, access to bomb shelters, as well as audio tracks from based artists that are sure to pump you up for a day at the range and get some of that much-needed two-way therapy. Remember, folks, you're only canceled if you let yourself be canceled, and every one of those collectivist NPCs can go fuck themselves.
Eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. Eat the cat, eat the cat.
I'll wait some time because the longer we wait, like the more realistic it'll be, you know, when he comes back to life. The touch of the black man. In a woke story. The God hand shining down, shining upon thee. White man as you lay down. Cis white man and couple in background. Understand the power of a black man is a God hand.
Pro-black Twitter!
I breathe life into you. One touch is not enough from greatness. One touch from the black man. Watch me do it again. Kneel and be amazed at the touch of the black man. I bring life. I bring life.
Pro-black Twitter hoes!
That's right! That's right!
Robocock, don't clip that, no!
Bruh.
Oh God, that's getting clipped.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Oh shit. I was doing so good tonight too.
Drop it, retard. Robocock.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Hypnocast. That's right. We are live, boys. We are live. We are live. We are live. We're going to dive down the rabbit hole that is known as the internet. But before we do that, you got to bring it in close. You got to hug it out. And you got to look at the chat. So far, so good. Nice and PG-13. All right, sounds good. Let's look at the chat one more time. Wow, we survived. We survived. No dirtiness in the chat. This is amazing. Let's look very closely. If you're watching on YouTube, like the stream. Come on, man. Like the streams. Cam reactions. Do all the things that YouTube algorithm like for some reason. If you're watching on Rumble, like the stream. If you're watching on Twitter, like the post. And if you are watching anywhere else, then you too will never complete Wu Chang Fallen Feathers. Like the stream. Don't let it happen to you. Can I get a mic check, please? Mic check, titty check, balls check. What are we checking, man? What are we checking today? I have so many fast topics that I have to go over. I have a lot of fast topics that I have to go over today. But we also have 3 main topics like we always do to go over. But what else are we checking, man? Booty bandit check? Wow. That's amazing. VPN check? Very nice. Meds check? Very nice. Leaky water heater check? I'm sorry to hear that. Tsunami check? Oh, no. Hot wings check? Fair enough. Gina Carano cheeks check? You know what? Yeah, not bad. Back grabber check. Let's fucking go check. Check the check. Interesting. Ass grab check. Testicular fortitude check. Australian Puritans check. Collective shout check. Poopy butt check. Possibly white check. Karen check. George Droid check. Imperial Japan check. Stephen Colbert got felted check. Panda Express check. Wee check. Hypnotics hairy nipples check. Nice. Clean stove check. Good for you. Wu Chang boss own check. Absolutely. All right, listen, our ESG scores are at their maximum. We are fully funded. Like the stream. Let's go. Like it. Let's do the Bigot Army roll call. Let's see who is in this chat right now. Aside from former Kotaku urinalists, Black Samurais that unfortunately did exist at one point, but no longer do. And people that go 50 plus streams just to get halfway through Stellar Blade. I'm not saying any names. Soul Reaper, Trashy Drifter, Charlie Nuclear, Sonia Lisette. What's up, Sonia? Mystic Vegeta, Costum, Hanny, Falstaff, Yamato 85. By the way, we got our names back, boys. You guys realize that? We got our names back. This is awesome. This is awesome. Charlie Nuclear. We got Genetic Spore over on Rumble. We got Romanizer 24. We got Dragon XL Tomahawk. We got Trashy Drifter, Radio Chip, Maritza Santana. We got Charlie Nuclear. Again, Old Man Ked. He's being supervised right now by Taffy. Let's make sure he stays supervised. We got the Gaming Wolf 87. We got Lenny, Jeremiah Maxwell, Flip Shazam, Charminator, Blue Octopussy. We got Mogzy, Kagwana, Razio, Dead Star. Nice game, man. Nice game. Chaotic Holy. Sonia has it. Nick Havoc. We got Stin Rocks saying let's fucking go. We got Matt Fun Cool. Mr. Melancholy. Melody Johnson. Raven Rainfall. Guffar 35. Democulus over on Rumble. Taffy. Kumi Connors. We got Ian Christmas. We got Flip Shazam. St. Hugo. Frag Monkey. Fat Roller. Shadow Cat. Paul Byersmith. What's up, dude? How you doing, brother? Frenchie 07. Techno Minded. Jason Alator. Marius. Lionheart. Who else is in here, man? Debo. What's up, Debo? We got Magni. Kevin Osiris. Dark Obsidian. Fighter 4. Sleeping Nova. Who else is here? Let's see. Flip Shazam says I never lost mine. Good for you, man. Good for you. Demon Carol. Ian Christmas. Who else is here? King Demon Wing. Tanya Raven. Adair Soto. Who else is here? Faye is here. Squirrel Sorcerer. May I like the stream today, sir? Yes, please. Adam Juman over on Rumble. Carl Singh. John Rare says, "Shat. Thought this was a video from yesterday, but this is live today." What are you trying to say? You don't like my live streams, bro? What you trying to say, bro? No, I'm just kidding. Shout out to you. All right, 4 more people, and that's it. 4 more people. Let's go. We got the Bushmeister. We got Shadow Ink Designs. We got Lunar Corgimon. We got, who else is here? Let me see. Let me scroll down. Genetic Spore over on Rumble. Flip Shazam. I'll break Old Man Cat out. No, you will not. You will not break him out. He is to be supervised the whole stream. We got, let me see. Who else is here? Tim Grove saying reporting for duty. And last but not least, we got Peaches and Cream. We got Panthera, Hypnos Cat. We got Infernal Hell Knight saying he's driving home right now. Bradford 671. And last but not least, Daniel. And the voice of the water, Gearmaster, Brent 1979 over on Rumble. And Sullen the Lich. And War Damn Knives is just for you, buddy. I will. All right, guys, listen, I called out as many people as I possibly could. Let's sacrifice your fellow Bigot Army member and let's see who is going to get the final call out money shot today. Who is it going to be? I will let you guys decide. Soul Reaper says no chair cult, no McDuggins, no Pendussy. Jesus. SS Hunter Booty Hole Protection. Panty and Stocking Combo Breaker against Uno Reverse to go down ×3 and repent, motherfucker. 1, 2, 3. Mr. Melancholy. Go down, Booty Hole Protected, Iron Cheeks, no Hairy Bush, no oil, no lotion, no Sneako Chair, no Fugly Feminist, ×7. Oh God, it's thick and everywhere. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Lenny, if you want the best quality beads known to humanity, check out Sonia Lisette Bead Shop and get yours today. Well, it's a good thing you put out that advertisement, Lenny, because congratulations, you are the recipient, again, of the money shot today.
What the?
Congratulations. You got that advertisement out. It's a good thing, man. Listen, marketing is hard, Lenny. Marketing is hard, but you know what? You got it done. And I respect that. Even in the face of adversity, or sometimes with a covered face, you got it done. Congratulations. All right, listen, we got a lot we got to talk about today, boys. So on the last stream, I completely blanked, and I never covered the Sony lawsuit against Tencent. So you bet your ass we're going to cover it today. We also got, of course, a brand new ChibiReviews video that we're going to go over today, talking about a couple of things, talking about a new law, or a separate law that is similar to the Online Safety Act that's in the UK, similar to the Kids Safety Online Act in the US, but it's a new law that's running parallel to this particular one, and nobody's really talking about it. So he talks about that, plus some other things that we want to go over. We also got WB. This has to be the funniest story that I think I have heard in a while. And it's crazy because I've heard some pretty funny stories, and I know you guys have too. But sit down when you're listening to this, okay? Ready? So Warner Brothers Games, to be specific, right? The ones who made the video game Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, the ones who lost over $200 million fucking dollars on a live service DC game, right? Remember those people? Well, guess what? After they shut down Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League and lost over $200 million, you want to know what their strategy is to get back on their feet? Their strategy is to release another live service game based in the DC universe. I kid you not. What fucking world are we living in?
Holy shit.
I kid you not. So we're going to talk about that. Because it is just, wow. It is just next level fucking retards. I mean, wow. Anyway, so we'll talk about that. And we got some ROG news. Obviously, the Xbox handheld, the pricing has been leaked. We're going to talk about that because it is obnoxious. We got Mafia news, Witcher news, Dead Take news, some Chinese developers making fun of Western developers. We got Tales of the Shower. I keep saying Tales of the Shower, bro. I swear to God, it sounds like a fucking porno. Tales of the Shire is one of the worst, if not the worst rated Lord of the Rings game ever. So we got a lot we got to talk about. Today's lineup is packed, boys. But before we do any of that, we need to do the #1 segment on YouTube. We need to do the #1 segment on Rumble. The #1 segment in the entire galaxy, as we are on our way to chase 416 tier 1s in a row. And potentially, if we are lucky, 104 tier 2s in a row. That's how many streams these haters have watched, begging us to fail. This segment is known all around the world as the pre-stream legend.
Money, print money, cash, money, wealth, capitalism, raise a bunch of money, more money, heaps and heaps of money, print money, cash, money, wealth, capitalism, raise a bunch of money, super chat money.
As salty as the sea, calling us no-code names. SJW screaming, but it's money they blame. Burning with envy, they're falling flat. They can't handle the sound of a super chat.
All right. We got ourselves the pre-stream legends, ladies and gentlemen, starting us off like an absolute boss. Every single stream, Adair Soto starts us off with 1 membership right off the bat. Right off the bat. Shout out to Adair Soto. Thank you so much for beginning the membership train. I really appreciate it, man. And then we got Little Hypnotic with the $20 bet.
My hands are shaking, but I'm still shooting. I'm still getting the headshots. It's like boom, headshot, boom, headshot, boom, headshot.
Shout out to the Little Hypnotic for a 20. He says, "Hi, Dad. Congrats on hitting over 93,000 subscribers. Thanks to your success, I was able to get these cat ear headphones. I chose the red and black because the pink and white ones look a little gay. Miss Sonia is the best." Fair enough. I'm not going to lie. The red and black cat ears look pretty cool. I'm not going to lie. It's a nice move, man. It's a nice move. But listen, stop stealing my grift. Thank you so much. And give me back my credit card. Seriously. I'm trying to hit tier 2 without spending my money. Come on. Stop it. Stop it, Little Hypnotic. We got DB Carroll with a 5. Says Tales of the Hobbit. Feet versus World of Keflings. Let's fucking go. What a way to wake up and see the old game kicking the shit out of that woke slop. Isn't that unfortunate? Isn't that unfortunate? It's really not. Let's be real. But isn't that unfortunate? Quite unfortunate, right? Shout out to Demon Carol. Thank you so much for the 5 banger. I appreciate you. And then we got Adair Soto continuing the membership train. Thank you so much, Adair Soto. I appreciate the membership. Then we got Trashy Drifter dropping a $1.99. Says Visa and MasterCard petition update. 190,000 signatures. That's pretty high up there. That's pretty high up there. The crazy thing is there's like multiple of those signatures out there. So the fact that one of them is almost at 200,000, it's pretty good. Dragon with a 5. Robocock Risky Business. Smash will love this as a robo dance in his underwear. That's not an image I needed, Dragon. Thank you. Solid the Lich for 13 months of legendary status. Hypno and Smash, Tales of the Shower. They take turns finding the one ring and destroying it. Wow. Wow. Thank you. Thank you for that. And then we got Bud, the absolute fucking legend, being the first one to drop a 5 membership banger. So we are going to summon the Slight Gay. Shout out to Bud for gifting the 5 membership banger. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you as always. This guy's an absolute fucking legend, man. Seriously. Let's go over to Rumble. We got Rumble. Rumble, you awake? We got Crash Collins for $1. Tales of the Shower. Admitted, Hypno, you secretly play Gooner games. I really don't. Like, you can look in my library. You can see my hours played. I have no hours played in those games. But I understand a joke. I understand a joke. Thank you. Snooty Mims with a 10. Hail Hypnotic. Hail to the badass Rumble crew. Everyone here makes a difference. Everyone here is important. Hail chat. I agree with that. Every little bit fucking helps. Every little bit pushes us forward. Thank you, Snooty Mims. And again, it's because of everybody that we are nearly at 94,000 subscribers already. You know, yesterday we were celebrating passing 93,000 subscribers, and already, as of right now, we are at, I believe, 93.3, almost 93.4. Yeah, we're at 93,312, and that is within just one day. So within one day, we gained over 300, which is fucking nuts, man. So thank you guys. I mean, it's just been going like crazy. Just the other day, we were celebrating 92. Now we're celebrating 93. Now it's at 93.3. Maybe we'll get lucky. We'll be at 94 within a few days. Who knows? I don't know. We'll see. Keep supporting the videos. Keep hitting the like button. Keep doing everything you're doing. It's really helping. It's really helping. We got Adam Juman for $1. Says 8.7 earthquake hit Russia and is on its way towards Hawaii and Alaska. Nice. Hopefully everybody's okay. Adair Soto with a 2. Man, it's getting crazy right now. The UK is going out the Rumble. I wonder, a good friend who lives in Wales is going to be okay. You know, he talks a lot of no words to the UK. Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about. And I'm sure the UK government does not like him. Let's just keep it like that. Anti-Federal Spain with a $5 banger. It just says hi. That's it. Just hi. And then Anti-Federalist Pain also gives 1 Hypnotic membership. Shout out to Anti-Federalist Pain. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate that membership. All right. I think we are fully caught up everywhere. Yes, we are. Thank you guys so much for the insane pre-stream level support. You fucking legend. And as I mentioned, we are on our way. Hopefully, if we get lucky, we are on our way to 416 tier 1s in a row and 104 tier 2s in a row. Hopefully, we'll see if we get lucky. All right, let's get into the topics, ladies and gentlemen. First, we're going to hit the fast topics, and then we will go from there. So, fast topic number 1. Everybody's talking about this, and rightfully so, because it's always very painful when you see somebody so muscular bend the knee to a angry mob of people who don't actually give a fuck, right? The mob of people who don't actually care about anything they're complaining about. Well, you got Joey Swole. If you guys don't know who Joey Swole is, he is a fitness influencer, let's just say. And recently, he made some comments regarding Hulk Hogan being, I guess one of his, idols when he was growing up, and how he essentially respected what the guy did in the industry. Nothing bad. Like, he didn't say anything bad about Hogan, at least down at the beginning anyway. He showed his support for Hogan, and people were trying to get him to speak bad about Hogan in his live stream, and he actually defended Hulk Hogan. But then apparently, I guess the next day or two, he decides to completely bend the knee. I don't know I know he's got his own brand. I don't know if he has a PR manager or something. I really don't know. But he completely bent the knee in a way that I have never seen him do this. And mind you, this guy has been called racist, misogynist, sexist, homophobe, bigot, everything imaginable. He's been called all the words because his entire content is about holding people accountable in the gym. That's his entire content. People filming in the gym and acting fucking retarded. Women who are filming in the gym, not working out just to get OnlyFans subscriptions, all kinds of shit. He's been called every name under the sun, and yet this is what it took for him to bend the knee. I just find it to be very weird. So, I watch Joey Swole. I think his content is great, to be honest with you. And this is why I'm like, I'm a little confused by his actions. Again, I'm not going to fucking hold this guy to the fire, but I just find this very weird. That's why I wonder if he actually has like a PR firm now. Is his brand so big that he's got managers? I really don't know. I don't know. But let's check it out. We're going to look at the video and see what he said about Hogan. And, obviously it's not good.
I owe my followers, my community, and all of social media an apology. A few days ago, I reposted an old video of me in the gym wearing a Hulk Hogan Halloween costume on the day that he passed. Last night in my live stream, a lot of people expressed how upset and frustrated they were with me that I had posted that. Instead of
There's nothing wrong with posting a picture of you dressed up like Hulk Hogan. I like how these leftists try to pretend like people don't exist just because they're offended by it. It's like, bro, Hulk Hogan was much bigger than all the fucking people complaining on the internet combined. You really think that people aren't going to be dressing up like him on Halloween? People have been doing that for decades, man. You really mad? They're not mad at him for that. They don't care. They don't care. They just saw their one opportunity to get in there and complain and make it seem like they care when they don't. They don't fucking care. If Joey would have told him to go fuck off and stuck to his guns, they would have been gone within a week. Guaranteed.
Listening and understanding like I should have, I became defensive and said that I was posting to celebrate the wrestling icon, the person that so many of us looked up to as kids that we grew up with, that made us tear our shirts and take our vitamins and say our prayers. I didn't know to the extent of all the horrible things that he had done. Since last night, I have done a lot of research.
By the way, a lot of people are coming after Joey Swole about this because he keeps saying that Hulk Hogan did horrible things, but he never actually says what those horrible things are. He's only taking it at face value, I suppose, and supposed research that he did.
Talked to a few people and learned all of the horrible things that that man has done, which is way more than just making a mistake and being human. So because of that, I have taken the videos down and I apologize to anybody that I offended.
Now it gets much worse. It gets much worse because he didn't just stop there. He offended them twice, it's amazing, to be honest with you. He offended them with the Hogan thing, and he offended them with a phrase that you're about to hear that we've talked about this many times before, how people are so offended. Like, if you were to call someone who's not white, if you were to call them colored, right, they would lose their fucking mind. They would absolutely lose their mind. If you were to call them colored people, they would lose their mind. Spanish, Indian, black, whatever, doesn't matter. But not me, because I don't give a fuck. I don't care. But if you call them colored people, they would lose their mind. However, apparently it is totally fine if you switch it up and you say people of color. All of a sudden now it's like, oh, that's a nice thing to say. Wow, thank you for calling me a person of color and not a colored person. It's like, it's the most stupid fucking wordplay.
Sorry. Also, during last night's live stream, I used the word colored instead of saying person of color, which is a very outdated, very offensive term.
Why? Why is it offensive? Nobody could ever explain why colored people is offensive compared to a person who's colored. That shit doesn't make any sense. It logically, in every manner of the term, makes zero sense. If you can call someone a person of colored, you should be able to call them a colored person. Doesn't make any sense.
A few moments later, somebody educated me and told me that it wasn't okay to use that, which I immediately apologized to everyone.
This is why I think he has a PR firm, because he's using certain words that we hear everybody say. Somebody educated him? Who educated you? What education did you get on this entire subject? Whenever they start using these terms, that's why I think, did he have a PR firm? Did he have somebody write this? Like, what's the deal with this? Because they all use the same terminology whenever they put out these apologies about offending someone. They're always like, oh, I got educated. By who? Who'd you get educated by?
Said I would never do that again. So once again, to anybody that I offended, I am sorry. My whole page, my whole brand is based on holding people accountable and doing better. I would be a hypocrite if I didn't hold myself to the same standards. I am human. I am still growing. I am still learning. And I promise all of you, I will do better. I have nothing but love and kindness in my heart. I will continue to try to make the world a better place. And once again, to everybody, I apologize.
So again, like in a world that we live in now, it's sad to see someone as legendary as Joey Swole do this. And I know there's going to be people out there to be like, well, he's just saying sorry. But that's not what this is, and you know it, right? That's not what this is. This is somebody who's not truly sorry, in my opinion. This is somebody who's saying sorry only because he feels like he offended a bunch of people. He didn't offend anybody, bro. Look at his face. You could tell he's reading from either a script or he doesn't really want to be doing this, right? Nobody wants to be here saying sorry to a massive mob of people who are complaining about something so fucking trivial and stupid. Nobody, right? Joey Swole, unfortunately, bent the knee. And the funny thing is, as it always goes, what happens when you bend the knee, right? Let me ask you guys the question. Let me see if anybody in the chat can answer this. What happens when you bend the knee to the angry mob and you give them what they say they want? What happens then? This show of weakness only fills me with contempt. Pathetic, apologizing for no reason, needs to do better. If they want more, they'll keep demanding more. The flames go higher, nothing good. You take it up the ass. Exactly. So what ends up happening? Well, if you apologize and you give the mob what they say they want, guess what happens? They don't accept it. They don't accept it. This is exactly what's happening right now with Joey Swole. So he apologized, and people that he's apologizing to are roasting the fuck out of him and saying he is not being genuine, and they don't believe it and they don't accept it. So now what ends up happening is the people who you just apologized to, they're not accepting it. And then everybody else who was watching you and saw you bend the knee, now they don't care about you or respect you in the same manner. So now you're fucked on both ends. You're completely fucked on both ends. So now what? Now what ends up happening, right? At this point, they own you. They completely own you. And again, if you felt like you did something genuinely wrong, then I understand that. But the simple truth is that you are only apologizing because you feel that a bunch of people got offended and you feel like this is the right thing for your business. It's not. It's not. You literally canceled yourself. Look at this comment that he put on Twitter. He says, all the good that I've done, all the people that I've helped, all for nothing. I truly hope all the people I've inspired do great things in their life and pay it forward to help others and carry on my message. But no matter how much good you do, people just wait for a reason to hate you and tear you down. You either die a hero or you live long enough to be the villain. Thank you for your support. I am done. The dude's canceling himself. He's canceling himself. What is going on here? Is this Joey Swole? What the fuck is going on? I am truly shocked by this. I got to be honest with you. I am truly shocked by this. I'm like, there's no way, bro, that you are seriously about to rage quit the internet because of this. Because of people offended over Hulk Hogan cosplay. That is the worst. Like, I have never. This is a crash out. This is a massive crash out. People are like, Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers said, you said Hulk Hogan did so many horrible things. You didn't specify what those horrible things were. You're fake offended over words. You bent the knee to a mob of mentally ill freaks, and you slandered an American icon the week he died in the process. I agree. I would agree with that. And the simple truth is that at this point now, he's giving them all the power over him. All the power that they will ever need over him, they have it. Because even if he tries to backtrack and say, you know what? I'm not sorry. It doesn't matter. They now have the video of you saved, of you basically fake apologizing. It doesn't matter. You're not going to win either way. So I saw this situation and I wanted to talk about it because, like I said, I watch Joey Swole's content on Twitter every now and then. I think it's pretty interesting. I like that he calls out these fucking like fake, I guess, gym people, influencers, whatever. He calls out the Karens. And like I said, man, he's been called racist, sexist, misogynist, homophobic. He's been called everything. I've seen threads of him being called everything under the sun, and he will always put out a video destroying their fucking fake argument. He's never bent the knee before, but now for this, for this, of all reasons, it just seems so weird. So I don't know what's going on here. I don't know if he's recently gotten some sort of PR firm. I really don't know, but this ain't it, man. This ain't it. A lot of people agree. Yellow Flash, never apologize to the mob. They literally think City Sweetie is Hitler right now. Yeah, by the way, that whole City Sweetie situation is so ridiculous. You shouldn't have even apologized, dude. What do you mean you're done? You can't quit over this. This story will have moved on in 2 days until they need to cancel the next person. The only person who can cancel you is you. I agree. I don't understand why is he doing that? I have no idea. Tectone says your only mistake was apologizing. You're good, Ben. Kata says you should have never apologized. That was really the mistake you made. I agree. Bugle Daily says never apologize to the woke mob. Congratulations. They own you now. They will look up anything you have said or go after you for the people that you follow who are not approved by them. Enjoy. Verbal Riot says a little criticism and the loss of a few followers shouldn't change your mission if you really believe in it. Take this one L and keep it pushing. Tomorrow people will be pissed by something else. I agree. Fuck it, Drunk 3PO just straight up laughing, bro. Yo, the Drunk 3PO is so bad. But no, anyway. So again, this is super disappointing. Very, very, very disappointing. And don't do this. Like, just don't do this. Like, it's one thing if you apologize for something you genuinely felt like you did wrong, but everybody can see right through this fake shit. Everybody can see right through this fake apology. Nobody believes you actually care about this. It's so obvious that you don't. Let's move on from this. Like, you know what I mean? But whether or not he really quits, I guess that's up to him. We'll find out. All right, moving on. I stayed on that a little bit too long. Let's talk about some good news. Guys, remember Shoujo? Remember V Shoujo? So Iron Mouse, after completely destroying that company, good for her. Twitch streamer Iron Mouse reaches massive milestone in charity campaign. Twitch streamer VTuber Iron Mouse has raised a staggering $1.3 million for the Immune Deficiency Foundation in a charity campaign. The effort has now greatly exceeded the original goal the Twitch streamer set of a mere $10,000, which is absolutely fantastic. So good on Iron Mouse after leaving the company. And you keep in mind, V Shoujo was the company that allegedly stole $500,000 of charity money from Iron Mouse that she raised for this exact same foundation. Well, she managed to more than double that on her own, which is incredible. So good for her. That is great, great news. Let's move on to the next one. We got CD Projekt Red. Man, I saw this. I saw this thread and I was like, ain't no fucking way, bro. Ain't no fucking way, bro. I saw this and I'm like, there's no way. So this is one of the biggest gaslights that I think I've ever seen. I can understand where they're trying to come from, but this makes you look like a straight up asshole. So CD Projekt Red thinks apparently that Cyberpunk 2077's terrible launch apparently made it a better game. I'm like, this is such a fucking gaslighting, delusional, like, I don't even know what else to call it. I don't know what else to call it. So you're trying to gaslight people into believing that by you releasing Cyberpunk 2077 in an absolutely broken state that took more than a year to fix, that somehow made the game better. I'm like, come on, bro, stop it. Stop it. You're looking for any excuse to justify why you guys released the game the way that you did. Like, this is crazy. This is absolutely insane. I was like, ain't nobody gonna forget that shit. Nobody's gonna forget that, man. Come on. CD Projekt Red thinks that the massive backlash Cyberpunk received at launch ultimately helped make it a better game in the long run, based on the classic Cyberpunk tabletop RPG franchise. This made the eventual controversy surrounding Cyberpunk launch all the more noteworthy. The game was plagued with numerous game-breaking bugs and glitches, and several previously announced features were missing. And apparently, this all made the game better. What a fucking joke. What a joke. Again, I understand where they're trying to come from this, right? But there's no redeeming you, bro. I get it. The game is good now. I admit that. The game is 100% good now. But the simple fact is that what it took to get there is inexcusable. It should have never happened, right? And this is why, even with games like No Man's Sky, for example, No Man's Sky was an egregious launch. It launched with pretty much almost nothing as to what was promised in multiple trailers. And it took a very long time to get to where it is today. And even though that is amazing and they are they get a little bit of a pass because they're offering it all for free. They're not charging people. At the end of the day, they still fucked up their launch terribly. And they did it for a long time, and they've been fixing this game for years. So again, I get it. I get what they're trying to say, but don't try to gaslight people and be like, oh, this was totally good for the game. No, it wasn't. Speaking of totally good for the game, guys, so I don't know why Veridark is playing this shit. Actually, I do know. It's the same reason why I would play it if I could deal with cozy games, but I can't. I don't review cozy games. Not these kind of games, anyway. Tales of the Shire is one of the worst rated Lord of the Rings games in the entire history. Oh, DEI Shire. This is great. The Lord of the Rings games are positively cursed at the moment. Since the glory days of Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War, the license has churnched out one lackluster title after another. And Tales of the Shire rating makes it one of the worst rated in Lord of the Rings history. Damn, what a shame. Tales of the Shire is officially out now. More importantly, so are Tales of the Shire ratings and review scores. According to Metacritic, the game has scored 60 out of 100 on PC. Most of the reviews are on this format. To put this into perspective, Metacritic has whipped up the quick ranking of every Lord of the Rings game from worst to best. Tales of the Shire sits 19th out of 25 games. This is very low, and if you consider its PS5 score with only 6 reviews, granted, its score is 54 out of 100, which would drop it down to 24th out of 25th place. That's fucking crazy. Yes, it follows in the footsteps of 2023's The Lord of the Rings, Return to Moria, which no one asked for, and the infamous The Lord of the Rings Gollum. Hopefully, there will never be a Lord of the Rings game that comes close to the atrocities committed by the standalone Gollum game. It's sad to see the license being missed over the years, though. So, this is one of those situations where it's like, damn, bro. Everybody saw it coming. You didn't see it coming. You released the game anyway, and now you're here. This game is going to be a crazy flop. You know what? Let me see something. Hold on. Maybe the numbers are good. Maybe the reviews are bad, but the numbers are good. Let's see. Tales of the Shire. Maybe the numbers okay. All right, we got a lot of cozy people playing this game. Hold on one second. Not all is lost. Not all is lost. You got 6,723 all-time concurrent peak. 4,114 people playing this game right now. That's pretty successful. Number 5 in the top sellers. It's not successful. Congratulations, Tales of the Shire. Congratulations. This is a lot of cozy people playing your game. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Congratulations. This game probably sold between all platforms, maybe 50 to 100,000 copies. Probably 50. Did I ever play Shadow of Mordor? Yes, of course. Of course I did. Somebody asked a question. Let me see. I think somebody asked. Oh, let me see. Nope. Nope. Where is it at? Where is it at? Did Vara finish Wu Chang? No, I don't think she did. Vara is the type of streamer that she'll jump to the next game and then go back and finish the game later. So I'm sure she's gonna go back and finish Wu Chang at some point. But if there's a new release, she's gonna jump on the new release. I don't blame her, man. Tales of the Shire, hot new game. Everybody's looking forward to it. I'm just kidding. No, they're not. But maybe she likes pain. I don't know. I mean, she is a redhead. So maybe she likes pain. Okay, let's get to the next topic really quick. Tales of the Shire, RIP, worst rated, or one of the worst. This was pretty big news. I was thinking about covering it as a main topic, but I was like, you know what? I really don't care that much. So let me show it to you and just talk about it. So some major news dropped from YouTube that a lot of content creators are talking about right now. That apparently YouTube is no longer going to demonetize videos with strong profanity within the first 7 seconds, but that you apparently need to choose your fucks carefully. Apparently. It's not a complete free-for-all, but the updated policy should make it easier for YouTubers to avoid accidentally breaking the rules. So, pretty interesting. The previous policy was put into place. Connor of YouTube explains in today's video because advertisers wanted distance between their ads and the swears. That apparently is no longer the case. Those expectations have changed, and advertisers already have the ability to target content to the desired level of profanity. So what kind of profanity are we talking about here exactly? Moderate profanity is words like asshole or bitch. Connor says strong profanity includes words like fuck. I don't think we need to use more examples, but you get the idea. Connor also points out that this is not a green light to turn every YouTube video you make into a Trailer Park Boys compilation. You know, I wonder if this is going to affect any channels that were like hardcore taken down due to multiple like whatever. I feel like this is good and everything. This is great. But there's so many other bigger issues to tackle on YouTube right now that this is like, I don't know, this is like something small in comparison, but whatever anyway. All right, next topic really quick. Apparently, the video game Dead Take by Abubakar Salim is promising to offend Hollywood's darkest personalities. Some secrets need to be told. The only tricky thing is figuring out how best to tell them. That's the running theme permeating Dead Take, the all-new psychological horror from Surgeon Studios that's a scathing expose on the seedy, terrifying underbelly of Hollywood and beyond. I don't know if he's actually going to do it. I really have no idea. Promising to offend the people who you actively work with. I don't know if that's going to happen, but maybe it will. Maybe it will. But this entire thing seems a little bit odd. Dead Take is a brutally honest glimpse behind the dirtied curtain veiling the notorious movie business, but it's a duality of sorts that also reflects the going on inside of our games industry. I recently caught up with Abubakar Salim, creative director at Surgeon Studios, to find out the inner workings of Dead Take, a game that promises to offend you if you're in a position to be offended. If that's really true, I don't know. I don't know about that one. I mean, Abubakar Salim seems like the guy that likes to avoid controversy. So I don't know if he's actually going to be able to follow through with something like a promise like that. But I will say that if he does manage to do that, and he does manage to get to the point where he's offending everybody, well, I'm going to be very happy about that. Somebody say he took lessons from me. No, he didn't. No, he did not. I have no idea what you're talking about. What's up, Gooch? He says, what's up? Thanks for the... Hey, no problem, bro. No problem. No problem. Zark says, Hypnotic, even Asper watches your videos. Keep up the good work. He has never reacted to a single video of mine, bro. He does not watch my videos. Asmongold does not watch my videos, man. But I appreciate you, Zark. Thank you so much, bro. Thank you so much, man. Game review. Yeah, I'm going to be reviewing Dead Take. It's on my list. The game is coming out pretty soon. But right now, we're reviewing reviewing Wu Chang. We're going to finish Wu Chang in the next stream. I think I'm one of the first YouTubers outside of people who got an early copy that's going to be finishing Wu Chang. So I'll finish Wu Chang, and then we're going to be going to RoboCop Unfinished Business. And then after that, I guess we might do Dead Take. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. All right, next topic. Next topic. This one I caught. This one's interesting. The Witcher 4 developers don't know how to top The Witcher 3. So this is not exactly something I want to hear from the developers of one of my favorite games. You know what I'm saying? If the developers of one of my favorite games end up saying they don't know how to top their previous game, well, I'm immediately going to be a little bit sus on what the product that's going to come out is going to be like. You know what I mean? It's like, can you at least fake it? Like, can you fake it with a little bit of, you know, at least be somewhat confident in Witcher 4? Be a little bit confident. I'm sure they are. Listen, they speak very highly of it. But they're trying to say that The Witcher 3 was such a massive success that they don't know how to top The Witcher with The Witcher 4. I don't know, man. Factually and personally, The Witcher 3 is an all-time video game. It's the perfect RPG. The Witcher 4 has the considerable pressure of trying to amount to live up to its predecessor. The Witcher 4 developer Philip Weber has opened up on its difficult nature of the process. The Witcher 3 has sold over 60 million copies worldwide and is lauded as one of the best RPGs ever. I don't know. It just seems a little crazy. CD Projekt Red's emotional journey features some of the deepest main and side quests I've ever seen in a game. And the all-star cast of characters you can't help but attach yourself to. So why can't you do it again? Why can't you bring back these characters? Oh, I know why. I know why. Maybe because you're too busy trying to replace some of them. I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying, maybe you wouldn't be so nervous if you were coming back with the crew that you know everybody loves, but you know, you're taking the risk, and I understand that, but that's your choice to make. Next fast topic, and then we're gonna be, I think, done or almost done. This one, Mafia: The Old Country developers say that the game is not going to be short just because it's $50. Now, this particular game, I'm very interested for two reasons. Reason number one, I'm a major fan of the Mafia games. Absolutely, positively love the Mafia games. The only person that I know that loves them as much as I do is Cassie. She's the only one that I know that absolutely fucking loves the Mafia games like I do. So I'm hoping that the game is going to be good. But the reason why that I'm interested in it, number two, is that this game is only going to be $50, which in today's modern world, that's unheard of, at least from a studio that produces AAA games. The fact that Mafia is going to be $50 has people thinking to themselves, well, is the game going to be short? Is it going to be lacking content? Why is this game only $50 when everybody else is charging $70 and $80? I hope this game does really well. I hope this game delivers on the content that it says it's going to deliver at the price of $50. Because you know what I always been saying for the longest time? I've been saying that $50 is the price point, in my opinion. That is the price point. That is the level of entry, in my opinion, for AAA or something similar. $50 is the price point. We have seen so many video games lately, this year alone, release at the $50 price point and absolutely fucking slap. Now, granted, they're good games, don't get me wrong. But even so, part of it has to do with the psychology of people willing to spend $50 over $80 on a singular purchase. I really feel like 50 is the great, like that is the greatest starting price point for a full experience game. And then if you want to sell deluxe or you want to sell whatever, then that's up to you. It should be 50, 79, and then 90 or whatever, depending on whatever you do. But the point is, I think 50 is a great price point. So I'm hoping this game hits. I really do. I'm hoping this game is very good. Obviously, I'm going to try it out when the game releases. And if this game is good, if this game genuinely is one of those fun, full-fledged experiences, and it's only $50, boys, that's going to be a hit, in my opinion. That's going to be a hit. That's going to be something similar to Expedition 33, similar to Oblivion Remastered, similar to all these games this year that have released at $50 and have won. Right? This is going to be a hit. So we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening. All right, last fast topic. This one, oh man. I was going to make this into a main topic as well, but I just want to cover this because honestly, I don't think I could get through a main topic of this without absolutely fucking dying laughing. Okay, I'm just being real with you. I don't think I can. So I'm just going to do it as a fast topic and hopefully I can compose myself, right? So Asus ROG Xbox Ally. The prices and pre-order dates have seemingly been confirmed. Now, the pricing that has been leaked for this system completely blew my mind, okay? Completely blew my mind. I'm talking like unbelievable. Like, we're just talking about Mafia being $50, right? This is equivalent to Mafia being like $150. As far as pricing is concerned, the report reconfirms what many have been told for weeks about the devices. The high-end Xbox Ally X is going to retail for €899, while the lower-powered Xbox Ally will cost €599. Damn. That is fucking insanity. That is insanity. You are going to be paying damn near double for a handheld. Well, at least up till recently anyway. They raised the price of the Xbox, but even so, it is insane. Insane money. Now, granted, this is all dependent on whether or not this system, like what this system can offer, right? Is it only going to play Xbox games? Is it going to have the option for other PC games, Steam and everything like that? Who knows? But at this point, I don't really like this. This price seems really high. The reason why I say it's high is because €899 means that in theory, the USD price is going to be like $1,000. Basically, $1,000 for a handheld. And at that point, I feel like for $1,000, it really does offer up a lot of options. It offers up a lot of options, right? Steam Decks already as it is are pretty expensive, especially if you get an OLED model with the highest amount of space. They're pretty expensive. But I don't see how this is even remotely going to be interesting to a lot of people. This is going to be $1,000 or more for USD, or maybe right at about $1,000. Now, keep in mind, you could get a lower to, let's say, mid-tier PC for like $1,000 to $1,500. And at that point, I mean, you might as well just get the PC. But again, I get it. I totally get it. This is going to be something that is about the convenience, being able to have the handheld and play wherever, whatever you want in your library. I get it. It's the same thing about Steam Deck. Steam Deck is very convenient. That's why people buy it. But the simple truth is that Steam Deck would sell a lot more if Valve were ever advertised it, but they don't advertise it. When's the last time you ever seen a Valve commercial for a Steam Deck? Let me know. That's like fucking never, right? Valve sells on word of mouth alone. Valve does not advertise. Valve does not market. They only market within their own confinement, like their own little thing. That's where they market. They don't market outside their own thing. You know, so I guess we'll see. But this number is crazy, in my opinion, for an Xbox handheld. It just all depends on what it's capable of. That's really it. And even then, I don't think it's going to be capable of selling for this much. So we'll see. We'll see. Maybe this one. Maybe the standard one would sell. I don't know about this one. But we'll see anyway. All right, let's close this out. And that's it for all of the fast topics. Holy shit, we got them done. We are going to get into the main topics of the evening. Let me just catch up on super chats. We don't got too many to go through. And then we're going to get to the main topics of the night. We got James Zopp with a 5. In the 70s, 80s, if you said back people or black people, they would freak. Of course, back then, the climate crisis was the ozone layers and the coming of the next ice age. Yeah, that shit doesn't make sense, bro. Like they're taking something that they say is offensive. They're swapping the words and then saying it's not offensive. It just doesn't make any sense, man. If colored people is offensive, then people of color should be offensive too. If one of them is not offensive, it doesn't make sense that the other is. Well, the fans with a 50 bend the knee, they step on your neck, never bend. I agree. Angels of Destiny. For 2 months, says Joey may be swole, but his Neds are small. Nice. Teflon Dong with a 99-cent super sticker. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Lucifer Morningwood with the 5 membership bank. Shout out to Lucifer Morningwood. I love people's reactions. He's like, the fuck is this? Shout out to Lucifer Morningwood. Thank you, brother, for the 5 membership banker. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. James Up with a 2. It is a Windows PC. What, the ROG Ally? So, yeah, it's a Windows PC, but is it worth $1,000? From a power perspective, I don't think it probably is. From a battery perspective, probably not. But from a convenience perspective, probably. Again, for me, it's like, if I'm going to get a handheld, I'm just going to get the Steam Deck because I feel like they run pretty damn good. These other handhelds, a lot of them use Windows, and it's been known that Windows really slows down a lot of these handhelds sometimes. The processing power that's necessary to run it, it just really makes them, pretty slow sometimes. Some of them are starting to move away from that and going to other operating systems, which run a lot better. But we'll see. We shall see. Dark Exile dropping a 5 membership banger right on top.
りだと鳥にさげたくだと含むから振り向かない明日は絶対もっとシャイニー自分次第深め見合い今すぐスタートボタンを押してみよう私はこんなんじゃないはず
Shout out to Dark Exile. Thank you so much, man, for the 5 membership banger mods. If you could tell me how far we are from tier 1, let me know. Trying our best to get there. And hopefully, if we get lucky, maybe we could get tier 2 before that. If not, we shall see. Lothar says, you have to show the clip every damn time someone donates. Yes.
走りだと鳥にさげたくだと含むから振り向かない明日は絶対もっとシャイニー自分次第深め見合い今すぐスタートボタンを押してみよう私はこんなんじゃないはず
Beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. You can always tell when someone's new here. And there's like 2 kinds of new people. There's like the ones who just enjoy the show. And then those who are like, the fuck are you doing? What are you doing, bro? It's all right, man. I love you. I still love you, man. Don't worry about it. We love you, man. Since you're new here, I'm going to explain how it goes. So $20 banger or equivalent higher up to $50 will get you a Kiryu, or it'll get you a finger. If you want, I could definitely give you a finger.
My hands are shaking, but I'm still shooting. I'm still getting the headshots. It's like boom, headshot, boom, headshot, boom, headshot.
$50 or higher is going to get us a short man nuke. And if you manage to do over $100, you will get some boobs. But I'm not giving you that for free, bitches. Shout out. All right, let's keep going. We got hold on. We got niche. We got niche with a 5. It says, can you imagine if Valve created their own crypto exclusive coin with their own crypto wallet, bypass Visa, and make crypto adoption more convenient? Bro. So niche. Can I imagine it? Yes. Do I think it's gonna happen? No. Probably not. At least not while Gabe is alive. I think that's something that perhaps whoever takes over, his son or whatever, will probably implement in the future, maybe, or some version of that. But yes, I can't imagine that. That would be pretty wild. We got Kyle with it too, just for Jother X Jorns. Play it again, damn it. LOL. No, I gave it to you for free, Kyle. You need a 20 banger, Kyle. Shout out to you, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. Let's see. Where are we at? And then, oh shit, wait, Kyle, you're gonna get your wish. Zelosi just gifted a 5 membership banger over on Rumble. So Jothar says, it's not Jothar, you cunt, it's Lothar. I don't know about you, it sounds like Jothar to me. It sounds like Jothar to me, ladies and gentlemen. And again, you're saying to learn to read and spell, but the thing is, he spelled it as Jothar. So I said it as Jother. And now you're Jother. Congratulations. Welcome to the team, Jother. I appreciate you. All right, let's get into the content, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to start off. Oh, shit. Hold on. Man, we really trying to piss off the new guy or something? What are we doing? Gear Master. Legendary Gear Master. Holy shit. Let's fucking go, Gear Master. He did it again. I wonder what the new guy's going to feel about the ears. I wonder what the new guy is going to feel about the ears. If you thought Kiryu was bad. Oh, man. This is great. This is great. We put the ears on because somebody's going absolutely fucking insane in the chat. Somebody's going insane in the chat, bro. It is raining. It is raining subscribe. This is why you never complain in this chat. It actually, no, do it all the time, please. It is raining subscriptions. Because Mr. Rouge dropped not one, not two, but 3 50 membership ultra mega bangers. God damn. Mr. Rouge dropping not one, not two, but 3 50 membership ultra bangers. Spam the Mr. Rouge emoji on YouTube. I tried to give the Mr. Rouge emoji over to Rumble. For some reason, it rejected it. I don't know why. I got to maybe make this file size smaller. I have no idea. But shout out to Mr. Rouge. Thank you so much, brother, for the 150 Bigot Army members. Thank you, man. Holy fuck, what a legend he is. Immediately getting us to tier 2 and beyond. Kyle B with a 2. I'll spell it like Jother. Now, go Casada. In case you don't know what Casada means, Casada means go suck a dick, allegedly. That's what it means. Flip Shazam with a 2. Welcome to the Thunderdome, Jolo. Damn. Dead Star with a 2. You need a Mr. Rouge clip, you fruity ass bastard. I need one. You're right. I need a lot of new clips. I need to take a day off from streaming and just make clips the entire day. And then come back to the stream the next day with like 1 million new clips. That's what I need to do. It's a motherfucker. I have no time. I griftcast too much. I stream too much. I'm out. It's too much. It's too much. But we're going to make it happen. Next month. I'm going to take like 2 days off next month. And we're going to make it happen. Let me check Rumble. Zalosi, thank you again for the 5 memberships. I appreciate it. All right. Let's fucking go, boys. We are good. Again, shout out to Mr. Rouge, the absolute legend. I appreciate that 150 memberships. This guy is a consistent supporter of this channel. We love having him hang out with us, with or without the super chats. The man is a legend, and we thank his presence. Thank you, man. Thank you. All right, let's get into the content, ladies and gentlemen. Are we ready? I'm gonna take the ears off for the video. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be reacting today to another video from ChibiReviews, and this one in particular is really important. It has to do with the entire censorship debacle that is currently happening right now, obviously, with payment processors, Visa, MasterCard, and whatnot. There is an entirely new bill that has been apparently trying to make its way through the legal process since the beginning of this year, and it mimics the Kids Online Safety Act that we talked about in the last video with ChibiReviews. And a lot of these laws that they try to sneak in are basically mirroring each other, and there are multiple attempts at trying to do the same thing. Age verification, like we're dealing with right now with the UK, and how they want you to essentially dox yourself in order to verify whether or not you can utilize supposed adult content, even though we all know it's not limited to adult content. We have seen many examples of what you would consider not adult content, but something that perhaps is like violent or aggressive or problematic, whatever the case may be. We've seen that get age gated as well for a lot of different reasons. Now, we are going to check out this video, and I will link ChibiReviews video in the description box below. Please make sure to go check out his channel if you enjoy his content. I would like to send some traffic his way. Not that he needs it, because he's way bigger than I ever will be. But let's press play and let's go.
It's the same thing as the Kids Online Safety Act that a lot of content creators are currently covering, like Moist Critical, Asmongold, and myself included. There is another bill that is within the United States Congress called the Screen Act that effectively does the exact same thing. However, this one has went under the radar. It's apparently been in our government since the beginning of this year, but it pretty much more or less is doing the exact same thing that the Kids Online Safety Act is trying to do. More or less, to summarize, require identification pretty much just to access the internet, and in turn also be able to monitor and know what you're doing at any given time. And looking at what's just happened in the last week and a half with like the UK with its Online Safety Act, it's very clear needing identification to access the internet is not necessarily for protecting children. It's a grab for power and control, and to watch the citizens and make sure and monitor them that they're not doing something that the government doesn't want you to do. But I'm getting ahead of myself.
All of these bills that are surrounding supposed kids, right? All these bills that are like, oh, think of the kids. Think of the kids. He actually has a clip later on in this video that disproves that entire narrative that we're going to get to, so stick around. But this whole thing about think of the kids, it's so obviously not about the kids. Every single decision that ever gets made with these censorship acts are never actually in favor of protecting children. Almost none of them, right? And if they do protect children, it's only as a byproduct of them trying to control adults and basically everybody in what they can do and not do. That's really really all it is. But let's continue
First
anyway.
off, we need to talk about the Screen Act and how this was even discovered in the first place. So, thanks to the overall awareness and a lot of people now talking about the censorship in just this last week alone, and a lot of big content creators finally diving into the
Again, shout out to everybody talking about this. By the way, I've seen so many people talking about it, not just big content creators. I know Chibi's going to mention big content creators, but everybody is talking about this for the most part. So we need to keep doing it, keep getting the word out there, and keep informing your own subscriber base, because we may share subscribers, but at the end of the day, I can make the same video for a year and there'll be people that say they never saw it. That's how YouTube works. So we have to keep putting it out there as often as possible. But let's continue.
Topic, a lot of people became aware of the Kids Online Safety Act and how obviously this is going to be used in very evil ways to control the public, control the narrative, to censor people, to censor fiction, to censor entertainment, games, etc. Obviously, a lot of people are now starting to talk about this. However, thanks to the overall publicity of this, it gave rise to people finding out about the Screen Act, which, as you can see by the date when this was introduced, it was introduced back in February of 2025, so much earlier than the Kids Online Safety Act, which was introduced only a few months ago. However, as I said, the Screen Act effectively does the exact same thing. However, it doesn't really try to hide its nefarious purposes. Like, I'm going to read this first line here, and it really just goes to show that the government's not even trying to hide the fact of what it's doing, because obviously bills like this go under the radar. Not a lot of people really go out of their way to find and look up bills and what the government's going to be voting on or what's potentially going to get passed.
And that's what they bank on. We've talked about this many times, how they bank on people being just overall not proactive. I don't want to use the word lazy necessarily, because not everybody's necessarily lazy. They might just be very busy, and it may not be something that's on the top of their list or whatever, but it really should be. It really should be, because this is something that we've been talking about for many times now, for many years at this point. Censorship has come up quite often as we've been covering video games for so many years, and now more than ever, it seems like there's a big push for it.
What the Senate or the House is going to be voting on. Not a lot of people really look up this type of stuff. They don't try to figure out what is going on. But here's what the first line says: to require certain interactive computer services to adopt and operate technology verification measures to ensure that users of the platform are not minors, and for other purposes.
What the hell does other purposes have to do with that? Oh my God, bro. This is amazing. I like how they will be very direct when it comes to the whole for the children thing. They'll be like, yeah, we just want to make sure that it's not minors accessing this content. And then, you're looking at this and you're saying, okay, well, all right, I understand that. I'm okay with that. And then they say, well, it's also going to be used for other purposes. It's like, what? What other purposes are you talking about? This whole vague political speak that they like to utilize, they utilize it because they know that the more vague they make it, the better it is for them. It works in their favor if it's a very vague bill.
A line of dialogue alone is just ominous. You're not going to tell me you're going to read that. And you're not telling me that the vagueness of that is not ominous. Like that's just not even getting into reading the bill. And I want to point this out. I really dislike the optics that these activist groups, these payment processors, and our governments are now doing to be able to introduce this level of censorship. They're using the term protect the kids, think of the children, to be able to pass things that are just stripping freedoms and rights away from people, to be able to monitor you and know what you're doing at any given time, to be able to censor you for, they can just, push a certain narrative the way they want.
Well, that's because, like I said in my last video, for most people, their children is their biggest weakness. For most people, even if they don't have kids, the thought of kids being harmed or anything like that is their biggest weakness. That's going to probably make a lot of people go into the immediate, trigger point, let's just say, where you're talking about the danger zone, and they're going to lose their mind at the mere thought. So this is why they lead with that, to get you into an emotional state where you're not necessarily going to make the best decision for yourself because you're too busy thinking about the supposed kids or whatever,
It's legitimately horrifying. It's actually crazy. And so many people are legitimately, because of the optics of these type of bills or these activist groups or what payment processors are saying, they're going to straight up side with this bill and say, why wouldn't you want to protect kids? Why wouldn't you want to, keep them from seeing bad things? And here's the thing, okay? it's up to the parents to do this. It should not be the government, like the big government, to come in and do this. Parents should do their jobs. They should stop being lazy and do what they're supposed to do by taking care of their kids and keeping them out of things they shouldn't be getting into. But
I agree, because a lot of minors, what they do is they utilize their parents' information to bypass age verifications, right? These children are doing things that they should not be doing. I think everybody with a brain can understand that, but that doesn't mean that you censor fictional content that adults enjoy or consume just because someone's kids are getting past lazy parents. So you want someone else to suffer because you got people out there that are lazy fucking parents? That's a bad issue, right? That's like blaming fucking that's like trying, and trust me, they try to do this. That's like trying to take down guns because one bad person uses a gun to hurt people. Even though the funny thing is, usually it's a good person with a gun that stops that bad person. So it's the same thing. It's the most ridiculous thing.
Instead, we have the government wanting to overreach all in the name of protecting kids, but in reality, it's more or less a power grab and also a fight for control to do whatever they want. I mean, we already have many examples of this going on within the UK with its Online Safety Act. I mean, you know what? I want to pull up a clip. I was going to save this, but I think that this clip is very important. I'm going to pull it up. Here it is right here. So this right here is a politician within the UK straight up admitting to the bill that got passed and became law. For instance, like, you know, in the
It's so ironic. Somebody in the chat mentioned something that's really important too. It's so funny. The people who are like, oh, no guns, right? The people who want to ban guns. Well, what happened in New York recently, right? Did you guys see the news that happened in New York? The gunman walked in there, shot and killed the security. And then, I mean, that was it at that point. Like, what are we going to do at this point?
UK, the Online Safety Act, and goes full mask off, saying it was never about protecting kids. It was about censoring freedom of speech, censoring adults' freedom of speech, and also to be able to monitor them and basically have a task force to, you know, potentially throw them in prison if they say the wrong thing online.
Exactly. Criminals will always find a way. They will always find a way. It doesn't matter what you ban. It doesn't matter what you get rid of. Criminals will always find a way. When you take away guns, all you're doing is disarming the actual good populace from being able to defend themselves and rely on calling 911 that's never going to come on time. If you feel so privileged in your life that you think you can call 911 to protect yourself when your life is in immediate danger, I envy you. I really do. Like, you must be unbelievably privileged to the extent that I can't even think of. That's insane.
I'm going to play the clip. I'll let it play for itself. I'll be quiet.
Online safety bill. If it's just about children, is it just about children, or does it focus on adults? That should be an elite squad. Barry, does it just focus? Protect 13-year-olds. I'm sorry, the elite squad is not about children. Actually, shall I read you the thing? An elite squad of police officers is to monitor social media for anti-migrant sentiment. I don't think 13-year-olds are engaging that. So, is it also to monitor adults? Simple question, yes or no? Yes, of course it will. Okay, there we go. Look, sorry.
Wait, what did he say?
That? I'll replay it. Let's replay it.
Did he say, of course it will?
Also to monitor adults. Simple question, yes or no? Yes, of course it will. Okay, there we go.
Oh my God, the dude said, yes, of course it will, bro. That is a great clip. It is so obvious. It is so obvious, man. Like, I'm glad that he actually said it. I'm glad that he's at least honest about it. Because the fact that he said, of course it will, that, bro, the balls on these people, man. The balls on these people.
This news reporter that grilled this politician, amazing work by them to just straight up get the answer that we needed to hear. But pretty much this is what the politicians are doing. They are using the words of, or optics of, protect the kids, think of the kids, and they're using that to be able to pass these laws to just straight up rip the rights and restrict adults and people in countries and just to censor everything. And it's very clear the tactics of this. It's just very shady. It's malicious. And I want to point something out. These are the same governments, like for instance, UK.
It's also very manipulative, by the way, which is what they're banking on.
Protecting a PDF ring or gangs. They're actively protecting that or shutting down investigations of that. Or that's not even talking about the United States with the whole Epstein list and files. Okay, we have some shady stuff going on with that, and we have bills and trying to get passed like this. It's very clear there's a lot of deflection, there's a lot of censorship, and it's very sus. I'm just going to be blunt. Call me a conspiracy theorist, but it's very, very sus. Now, I'm getting ahead of...
It's always a conspiracy theory until it's proven true most of the time 6 months later. It's unbelievable.
the point of the matter is that the Screen Act obviously is unacceptable. It is in the exact same vein as the Kids Online Safety Act that obviously is trying to restrict freedoms. It's trying to basically surveil everybody, know what you're doing at a given time, get your ID and everything, which also is very important to talk about because of the whole T-App leak that happened recently. I've been meaning to talk about this, but I can finally squeeze this into the conversation. But I think everybody that's been online has probably seen what's been going on with the T-App. The T-App was basically a bunch of disgruntled women that were very upset with men and basically doxing guys and saying really awful things about guys on this app. And then eventually someone got in and posted all the IDs, posted all the private, chats and everything on the T-App to the public to see. Now, regardless of however you feel about what happened to the individuals involved, the point is this showcases complete security risks. This shows risk to your ID being
right, and it's the same idea and sentiment too of like, we're not going to keep your information. Once you verify and send us a screenshot of yourself and verify you're of age, we won't keep it. We promise. Everything gets encrypted and deleted and whatever. It never does. They keep all this shit. The T-App has proven that. You think the government's not going to keep your ID when you age verify? You think they're not going to keep your picture when you age verify? Of course they are. They're going to keep everything. You've become another profile in their database.
On certain platforms or apps. For instance, the T-App required you to use an ID to verify if you were a woman or not going onto the app. So the point is that you got to imagine these laws that are trying to get passed, like the Kids Online Safety Act to the Screen Act, you're going to have to give up your ID to these different sites. And these different sites are obviously going to vary in terms of protection or how they encrypt your data or how they hold on to your ID or whatever. And obviously there's going to be probably many sites, many apps that do the exact same thing that the T-App did. And so there is a lot of danger here. Even if you want to disregard the restriction of freedom itself and trying to censor people, the danger of a platform accidentally releasing your identification for everyone to see is absolutely a horrible thing to think about. So yeah, just the advice here I'm going to give everyone is the same I gave a few days ago. Call your local representative, call your local senator, tell them, do not let this pass. You don't like this. Just basically shoot it down. It should not exist. You do not agree with it. The same thing can be said for the Kids Online Safety Act. Do the exact same thing.
And both of these are
Call
going
your
right
local
now.
representative. And I want to point something out that
The Kids Online Safety Act is a little bit newer. The Screen Act is something that's been around since February 26th of 2025.
This one is obviously pushed by 2 Republicans, but this one that's also basically the exact same thing, which is a newer bill, is also being co-sponsored by Republicans and Democrats that a lot of people apparently don't understand. Now, with all this being talked about, we can segue into other content, which is of a brighter nature. Visa and MasterCard are getting overwhelmed by gamer fury over censorship. Gamers are sending mass emails and phone calls.
I did a video today about Polygon. If you guys didn't see it, go check it out. But they're such absolute hypocrites because Polygon has celebrated collective shout and their censorship in the past. They have celebrated everything that particular group has done in the past. So them talking about it now and pretending like, they're covering it objectively and whatnot. You guys are not covering it objectively. You guys love this group, or at least you love them as long as they're going after the chuds. The moment they start going after you, then suddenly you won't love them as much. But it's kind of like an enemy of my enemy is my friend kind of a thing for these people. That's how they view collective shout as of right now anyway.
Calls to major payment processors in protest over Steam and itch.io. Most likely one big driving force to this is probably 4chan that initiated Operation Fight Fire with Fire. They pretty much collectively got all the numbers and email addresses of Visa, MasterCard, other payment processors, and even Collective Shout to pretty much just call them and email them and let them know we do not like censorship. We do not like our games being taken from us. We don't like these sites being shut down. We don't like, freedom of expression being...
I think it's so interesting that 4chan is getting involved to this magnitude with this particular situation.
...under attack. We don't like the cartel/mafia nature of payment processors. You just have 4chan collectively coming in and talking about the situation and spamming their phone services or emails. And I feel like a lot of people are probably doing the exact same thing that might not even be affiliated with 4chan. And the reason for that is because this censorship issue has expanded so far, in fact, that you have people from all sides around the internet, people that have actively contributed to the current state of the gaming industry, like, for instance, trying to get, like, female...
Bro, Anita Sarkeesian has risen from the dead, bro. That's how you know this situation is getting to an astronomical level. If Anita Sarkeesian shows her face and is suddenly trying to be part of the conversation, that's how you know this is getting to a whole nother level, right? Anita Sarkeesian posted on Blue Sky, and she tried to say, I really hope someone starts a counter campaign to fight this regressive, puritanical nonsense. There are way, way more people who want to buy and support sex work and sexual materials, or at the very least, don't think that it should be banned. Bro, if Anita Sarkeesian is fighting the same people we're fighting, what kind of world do we live in? Seriously, man, get this fucking
character censored or stop being sexualized.
Crazy.
Have actively pitched in and tried to say enough is enough, stop censoring things. Now, regardless if you want to label them a hypocrite or not, obviously it'd be very easy to do so.
Major hypocrite, of course, because Anita Sarkeesian wanted all kinds of nonsense banned. Miss everything is sexist, everything is misogynistic, everything is racist. Remember that?
The point here is that you can see collectively the internet from all sides is getting affected by this. A lot of people are rallying and trying to fight a common enemy, which is obviously, once again, these activist groups, these payment processors, and the governments of these different countries. And this is all happening in such rapid succession back to back. It's obviously there's something going on here. I mean, once again, you could call me a conspiracy theorist, but you have to admit it's very shady, just so much happening at once. It's not normal. It's not normal.
He's right. It's not normal. Everything is happening at once for a reason. They must feel like they have been at a comfortable level right now. They've enacted everything they had to do, and now it's basically a chase for the flag. They're trying to chase for the flag and bring it back to their base. That's really what's happening right now, and they're all on the same team.
Having all these different sites, all these different businesses, all these different governments trying to initiate pretty much very similar things back to back. It's worrisome. It's scary. So there's an understandable reason to why there is such a backlash, why there's so much outcry about censorship and these payment processors. Like, I feel like Visa and MasterCard truly underestimated what they were doing. Because what this is going to cause, if gamers and anime fans and other individuals around the internet rally together, the collective voice is going to get so loud that it might get these different governments.
You know what's crazy? I was looking at my manga collection today because I was reorganizing some manga and trying to figure out like how I can make space to get more manga and stuff. And I'm looking at my manga and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, damn, man, if these people really had it their way, if Collective Shout really had it their way, this collection that I have of over 2,000 plus manga that I collect manga to preserve manga history. That's really why I do it. I love to preserve the history of manga, and obviously I enjoy manga. But I look at it, I'm like, if it was up to them, I would not have this. If it was up to them, I would probably have nothing on my shelves, and they would be ecstatic about it. You know, so I can't stand these people and what they do.
To be like, oh crap, back off, but also potentially break up, Visa and MasterCard with antitrust law because they have a monopoly. I mean, as I've talked about in my previous video yesterday, Visa owns 80%, of the market for payment processes like cash flow, So imagine 80% of the world
and that's
is
global.
required to use Visa.
That's global, by the way. Visa and MasterCard, we're talking about a global level company, right? This is not just like a United States accepted company. We're talking about global company. 80% is insane.
That obviously is a monopoly that needs to be cut up and broken apart. So this might bring in the monopoly into question and allow like the general populace to find out about this and become a big issue for Visa and MasterCard. Hopefully something like that does happen. However, with all this being said, this is really the only good news that I really have for this video, because now we're about to get into some pretty dark stuff. First off, we have YouTube will identify and restrict minors' accounts with AI.
Oh, that's going to get fucked. That's going to be abused. That's definitely not going to. They can't even get their current AI working correctly. What makes you think they're going to get this AI working correctly? Look how much nonsense we go through every day as content creators because we're at the beck and call of the YouTube algorithm that is driven by their AI. What do you think? This is not going to, bro, this is unbelievable.
I don't think I need to explain why this is bad, because obviously in a perfect world, this makes sense and this would be great. But the reason why this is bad is because anyone that's been on YouTube long enough knows, especially as a content creator, knows that YouTube's automated bot system with its AI just doesn't work.
Garbage.
It
It's
doesn't.
garbage.
You'll have videos falsely flagged for
All the
like
time.
copyright issues or content ID taken
All
down.
the time. Every fucking day there's a problem with YouTube. Literally every day. It is so annoying. It really is. And it's because they have no method of live chatting anybody that's worth a damn. Their entire system, their entire thing is ran by bots with the occasional live person if you make a big enough stink. But their live team is very few, very minor compared to their automated system. It's so ridiculous. And then they'll gaslight you. And when you try to go for a human manual review on something that was automatically taken down, they'll do it within 30 seconds of you filing that appeal. And they'll say, we took a look at it and it still violates. Nobody took a look at that shit, bro. Stop lying to me. This is what they do. I can't stand it. It's
for,
so annoying.
Monetization reasons or whatever. There is always been issues with, automating these systems on YouTube's platform. And the fact that they're automating the actual platform to identify if someone's a minor or not because of whatever content they're watching, if the account flags, like if they're, potentially a minor watching content on YouTube, is pretty concerning because...
How are they... So it says that YouTube will use an account's age and activity to determine if it belongs to someone under 18 years old. So how exactly is that going to work? Are you going to use someone's browsing history as a means to be able to determine whether they're under 18? So what if somebody likes to watch anime videos? Are you going to say, well, clearly they can't be an adult. That's got to be for people who are under 18. Like, how are you going to do this? How are you going to do this? What about people who use one singular YouTube account, right? And let's say they watch their normal stuff, but they also have kids. What if they have kids and they bring up a kids show every now and then on their main YouTube account? Are you going to flag them as a minor and not allow them to see all their other stuff too? Like, how is this going to work? This is
for
going
a
to be
fact there's going to be actual adults, even massive content creators, that's going to be hit by this. They're going to be hit by this AI that is going to potentially shut down their entire channel just randomly because of this introduction to this AI that's to restrict minors from accessing.
Yeah, this
YouTube
AI is going to
platform.
run rampant.
But I also have to question, isn't there a whole segment called YouTube Kids? There is a whole segment called YouTube Kids. Is that why?
They've never cared about that. They have never cared about that. They have YouTube Kids, but they still censor the main YouTube anyway, as if they don't have YouTube Kids. And it's because of the same reason that they censor everything else. It's because the parents don't want to monitor their child going on regular YouTube versus YouTube Kids. They don't want to monitor it.
We have that thing. Why do we have COPA? If like we got this now, and I want to put this like out there. This is happening thanks to the UK stuff. Like, for instance, the Online Safety Act that UK passed. And so you have people now around the world getting affected by another country's laws. You see how bad this is? It's getting worse. And once again, I brought up that Australia is going to be passing a similar law very soon. Europe as well.
Of course they are.
United States is trying to pass one, as I talked about at the beginning of the video, with the different bills. So this is just...
Once one of them gets power, and once one of them successfully passes a bill, you don't think all these censorious politicians are going to get their rocks off? They're going to get bricked as hell, seeing that, oh my God, the UK passed this bill finally. They did it. They did it. They convinced their populace this is a good thing. Now we need to do the same thing. All of us are going to try to do the same thing to try to get what the UK has, which is a controlled populace. That's what every politician wants, a controlled populace. I don't understand how this is hard to get.
It's insane how this just keeps getting worse and worse. But let's get into the next part, which is this part right here. So this is the Online Safety Act. This is what is outlined as is no longer allowed. Now, at first glance, this seems a-okay. It makes sense why they would want to restrict this and not allow stuff like this to happen, this activity on platforms and stuff. It makes perfect sense. However, we got to look at the optics of this once again, just as how they use the whole line of think of the children or protect the kids. The optics here obviously is going to affect discussion and also fictional content. We've already seen fictional content on social media sites getting censored thanks to the UK law. Europe is getting affected by it, okay? And that's not including payment processors. So this means that
this shit has nothing to do with protecting the kids. Nothing. Literally zero. I'm reading this list right now. Aside from the beginning, child sexual abuse, obviously. All this, like, what the hell does illegal immigration have to... What the
discussion of these topics, even in a actual negative light, trying to put the stuff down, potentially will get censored. But then we got to get into the other fact with gaming. Obviously, with how draconic everything is getting with this law, it's very, very likely that games like GTA will not be able to exist, because obviously GTA has a lot of this type of stuff within it. So when you factor that in, games are going to get heavily censored. Like, just simple games that have like anything negative or dark within them are not going to be allowed to exist with this law that UK obviously has in effect now. So yeah, it's not good. Like, it just, you can see the issue here. Now we got to go a little bit further. We also got to talk about this situation, which is kind of like off topic, but it kind of showcases how crazy the world is getting. So to kind of give a brief summary here, the third world popular party in Japan, Censorship, has drafted a constitution that would restore power to the emperor, replace individual rights with national duties, and restrict foreigners from long-term residency, land ownership, and welfare. Now, I want to point something out. It is the third most popular party. So obviously, they are not the strongest party in terms of political weight. But Japan even introducing something like this showcases that the world is becoming crazy, okay? Like, I don't know how many people have know their history or not, but if you know anything about, let's say, World War II, for instance, and, imperialistic Japan and the emperor and everything, you're going to know this is like Pandora's box waiting to happen if this indeed happens. And even if this doesn't pass and goes nowhere, the fact that it's even being brought up for discussion just goes to show the current state of the world. Like, I saw Asmik.
The fact that there is even people out there that are advocating for this, and fighting for this. I mean, wow. Seriously, wow. That's the only word that I could think to use at the time like this. Just wow.
I'll mention this, and I think this is very relevant. Thanks to just how much censorship these governments are trying to do and how they're forcing just like their will upon the people and trying to restrict everyone. There is going to
makes you wonder about those supposed conspiracies about the one world government, right? It just makes you wonder.
Be a dictator that's going to rise to power. And I'm not saying it's a good thing, but there 100% will be. I'm saying the exact same thing that Asmongold has talked about, and it's definitely going to happen sooner than later, because you can only push people so far to a certain degree to where they eventually backlash. There's massive backlash, and they retaliate. Eventually, there's going to be a dictator that's going to rise and get into power, and it's going to be horrifying. It's going to be terrible, because
almost as if history repeats itself every single time, because unfortunately, instead of having history being shown on the front for everyone to see, we're too busy trying to censor history. We're too busy trying to lie about history. We deem history as problematic, right? We don't want to learn from that. No, that's icky. We don't want to learn from that. That's nasty, right? We just want to pretend like it never happened. And then what happens is we don't learn from it. And what do you know? History repeats itself. It's amazing.
Going to be a direct counter to everything that's currently going on, which is also not good. But when a pendulum swings left or right, it's going to hard correct itself the other direction because of everything going on. And I feel like we're at the precipice of that. There is so many governments and so many different things going around the world that's leading to that outcome that, as I've said, is terrifying. This issue has gotten so crazy. This censorship issue, to what's been going on with Collective Shout and gaming communities, to different governments. It's bad, man. The only thing that you can take away from this that is a good thing is that the internet is rallying together. I have literally seen people that legit don't like me, by the way, that actually hate me. You can even see them commenting about me, that are even calling me Hitler, by the way. That are happy I'm talking.
Well, I mean, he does have this. Well, no, he doesn't have the stash. The stash is a little bit too wide to be Hitler, but that's great.
About this, that I'm speaking out about what is going on. So it showcases just how many people are rallying behind this. Like, these are the same individuals that call me basically a PDF or Hitler. And by the way, this person made this. This person made this meme to that. This is so funny. Like, I love this meme, dude. It's just. But
never thought I would die fighting side by side with ChibiReviews. What about fighting side by side with a friend? Hitler.
I'll leave it at that. Yeah, all I'm gonna say, at least if you're a United States resident, I recommend obviously calling your local representative or senator. If you're in the UK, I'm gonna be honest with you, I would just try to share that video, of your politician
that
pretty much admitting and saying
that clip right here that's behind him. This shit is insane. The fact that the person openly admitted, like, yep, that's exactly what it's going to be for. Crazy.
The quiet part out loud, mask off, that they're trying to monitor you and become a police state. I would definitely share this around. I think this is very important. But with how everything's going and how YouTube is about to be restricted as well, it's only a matter of time until maybe UK is not even able to see this video. So, yeah.
I can't wait to see this new AI come into play and see just how much it destroys everything in YouTube right now. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this video. I'm going to link it in the chat right now, and I'm going to put it in the description box below of this video. Consider checking out ChibiReviews. Everything will be linked below for you to check out. And if you enjoyed this video, consider giving it a like and a subscribe as we are on the road to 100,000. And I will see you guys on the next one. It's a great video, man. ChibiReviews did fantastic on this video. Let me link it in the chat right now so you guys can check it out. I'm going to put it in Rumble as well. Consider checking out his channel. If you enjoy his content, leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. It's wild stuff, man. Wild stuff. Shout out to ChibiReviews. Great video on that subject. All right, let's catch up on Super Chats. Will I invite him on SNH? I mean, I invite all kinds of people all the time. It's just whether or not they actually want to come. Hold on. What do we got? We got, let's see. Chief Danier 405 says, Tor and the dark web is about to explode. It always is. It always is. Yamato 85 405, collective shout is just about to turn all sides of the culture war into the fourth great Shinobi war. Unite the clans. That's what it is. Unite the clans together. We have to stop the infinite Tsukiyomi. Stop everybody. Stop it all. Stop it all. Put the clans together. That's great, man. Frankie 2K1 with a $3 super sticker. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Tanya Raven with a 2. Here, take my money. Send a tsunami. I'm out of here. Shout out to Tanya. Thank you, man. Thank you. Seriously, Shelby for a 10. What they are doing is reminding the movie Equilibrium with Christian Bale, censoring all the books and music. Hell yeah. I mean, it's one of those things that if you look at certain levels of fiction, you will find everything happening right now pretty much laid out damn near in like a guidebook. You know what I mean? Everybody always references 1984, but there's other pieces of fiction that also will pretty much lay everything out. Like basically damn near word for word, plan for plan, everything. Angelo Lopez with a 5. This censorship act is the deep states trying to regain control after they lost 2024 election. They know internet freedom destroys their lives. Well, you know, so a lot of this Internet Safety Act bullshit, I feel like has to do with Elon Musk buying Twitter. I really do. I feel like a lot of it has to do with that. Because for them, Twitter was their online safety act. Twitter was their means of controlling information because most people use Twitter. Twitter was the biggest platform. And when they lost that, that was a huge blow to them. And I said that even back during the election, before the election, I said Elon Musk buying Twitter is going to go down in history as one of the biggest events in world history. I'm not even kidding. One of the biggest events in world history where he buying Twitter and freeing Twitter was unbelievable for the world. It really was. As crazy as that may sound, it really truly was. And they needed Twitter. They needed Twitter to fucking like censor things. They control the flow of information with Twitter. They control what people saw. If you were even remotely not left wing, everything was banned, shadow banned, or completely just taken off the platform. We're talking about social media platforms that deplatformed a sitting president. We're talking about that. Imagine social media platforms deplatforming a sitting president of the United States. That's the level of power they had. Think about that. And all that went away when he bought Twitter. Saw the Lich with an ARS 100. The left didn't convince anyone of anything over there in the Gimpdom. People protesting the new law are being flatly ignored. Hey, UK, being a 4th or 5th class serf is fantastic, isn't it? Shout out to Saw the Lich, man. Appreciate it. Then we got Flip Shazam with a 2. Where's Captain Planet? Where you need him. Bro, Captain Planet. Captain Planet, man. Fuck it, eh? By the way, I think the chat is saying something about the petition that it's, what, did it hit 200K or is it still like, yeah, Kimba says we have 190,000 signatures. We need way more to fight this. It's a global petition. Yeah, guys, I mean, the mods can link the petition in the chat. if they want to. I'm okay with it. Link the petition in the chat and get people talking about it, man. There's almost 200,000 signatures on it. Let's go to Rumble really quick. Rumble. Are you awake? Let's see. Rumble. We got Adair Soto with a 2. ChibiReviews. He's right about that. I got some people hate me that I consume, but when their stuff came to them, they don't like, but now their stuff is coming for them, and I told them reality came for them. Fair. Well, that's usually what happens, right? It's always like, oh my God, you're doing amazing work when it's the chuds getting censored. But the moment the censorship comes for them, it's like, hey guys, help me. We're on the same team. We need to fight this together. I'll join you. Go suck a dick. Demon Carol with a 5. Never have I wanted the Terminator future more than now. Wouldn't that be amazing? That would be amazing. All right, we are fully caught up, guys. Let us get into the next topic because wow, we stayed on that for a while, and yeah, we need to catch up. We need to catch up big time. Hold on, my ears. I forgot to put my ears on. Shit. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm about to get into another video anyway. But let's catch up to this topic. Let's catch up to this topic. So, if you guys are unaware, WB Games Montreal, and yes, I know what you're thinking. Oh no, Montreal is apparently working on a brand new video game. And I want you guys to understand how hilarious this headline that we're looking at actually is. Because if you guys forgot, Warner Brothers Games is the ones that put out Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, a DC-oriented live service video game. And that particular video game lost over $200 million plus for the company. They also put out Multiverses that lost over $100 million for Warner Brothers Games as well. So you have two somewhat DC platformed video games, one that 100% is and one that has cameos, but you have this company that has gotten completely destroyed when it comes to DC live service video games. So you're probably asking yourself, oh, cool, they're making another video game. Did they learn their lesson? No, apparently not. This headline is ridiculous, and I cannot even believe that I'm reading it. But WB Games Montreal is apparently working on a AAA live service title based on DC Comics. What the hell is wrong with you? Do you guys not learn anything? Anything at all? Not only are people not wanting you to give them more live service garbage, but you are decided to give them the same exact live service DC garbage that you gave them before when you lost hundreds of millions of dollars. What's wrong with you? How stupid can you possibly be? So in this video, we're going to explore just how stupid Warner Brothers Games could actually be. So according to a new job listing, WB Games Montreal's next game is a AAA live service title that is based on DC Comics. Warner Brothers Games Montreal was working on a AAA game based on the DC Comics universe as revealed through an earlier job listing. However, the fact that it is a live service game is new information, and many players have some thoughts to share about this development. My thoughts are one thing and one thing only. You're retarded. You have to be one of the most stupid companies in the world. Now I can see why you are $40 billion in debt. Now I can see why you have more debt than some small countries. How are you releasing a live service DC game is beyond me. This takes the next level of retardation that I didn't even realize the human fucking race was even capable of achieving. And yet somehow we are here. Spotted by Tech for Gamers, a new job listing for an executive producer has surfaced on WB Games Montreal's website. Your new role category clearly states that the executive producer's duty would be to lead the development of a high-quality AAA game based on one of the iconic IPs from the vast Warner Brothers and DC Comics catalog. I'm going to tell you what it is, and maybe I'll be wrong, but I'm thinking this is going to be their next Batman game. I'll put money on it. I will absolutely put money on it. Rocksteady is working on a new Batman Arkham game. I would almost guarantee this is probably going to be it. I feel like they are going to make this next Batman game into a live service absolute garbage slop. I'm telling you, I just get that feeling. I don't know if I'm going to be right, but I get that feeling. The live service part comes in the execution and market readiness category, which states that the executive producer will have to oversee post-launch content and live service strategy, ensuring ongoing player engagement, Many players have expressed dissatisfaction about WB Game Montreal's upcoming AAA DC Comics game being a live service, considering how the last live service DC comic game, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, performed. And again, we're talking over $200 million of loss. We're not talking about a game that was out for 5-6 years and happened to just die from old age. No, we're talking about a game that died in the first month of its release, and they just decided to keep it alive for a year or just about a year so they could finish out the cycle of content that they had ready to basically milk you for money. They were going to put that out and then eventually cancel the game. The game had no players, man. Nobody was playing this game. Nobody cared about it. It had just a couple of hundred people playing within a 24-hour period on Steam. People are trying to say, oh, but what about the consoles? Clearly, that wasn't enough. It never is enough. This entire thing is a joke. But in other news, Tales of the Shire, which one of the worst rated Lord of the Rings games in history. Additionally, check out and the GTA-inspired crime game set in modern-day London. So anyway, this is all extra content. So at this point, WB Games has proven to us that they don't learn, right? And we kind of understand that. We kind of know that. WB Games is a company that is in that much debt for a reason. Nobody gets to $40 billion in debt just by accident, right? You get to $40 billion in debt by multiple bad decisions over and over and over again. And everybody knows that what people are looking for is another AAA or at least somewhat AAA Batman Arkham game single player. That's what people want. You know, people want to experience that kind of game again. But they're not going to give it to us. At least I don't think they are. The way that they seem to be marketing this seems to be something that is going to be a live service Batman game. That's what I got to imagine. I don't know if anybody else is going to be working on this, right? But here's the thing. Rocksteady is the one that puts out the Batman games. This is WB Games Montreal. So I don't know if it's going to be maybe a Batman game. It could be something else. I really don't know. But at this point, there's nothing telling us that maybe there'll be a collaboration between studios. Maybe Rocksteady and them. Who really knows at this point? I just think that this is going to be a really bad decision on their part. I think this is them admitting that they want to lose more money. This is them essentially admitting that they really don't learn from their lessons. And it's crazy because I just released a video talking about how human beings don't learn from history. We don't learn from history because history is too problematic, right? They want to censor history. They want to hide history. And this is exactly a prime example of it. They don't want to learn from their own history. It's not like this happened 10 years ago. This just happened. And you guys are making the same mistake as you did before. So clearly WB Games is not in any better of a situation after they split their IPs amongst 3 different studios or whatever the hell they did. It's not in a better situation than it was before. It's in the same exact situation. And just like I said with Ubisoft and WB Games, you are not going to change the company if you have the same leadership at the helm of the company that got you there in the first place. If you're going to try to do things better, if you're going to try to do things differently, then maybe you should have different leadership. The fact that they're creating all these subsidiary studios with the same leadership that they had that fucked over their company in the first place, what are you really thinking you're going to do here? It's the same people making the same decisions, clearly making the same mistakes, and nothing is ever going to work or get fixed. So you guys can let me know in the comments down below. What do you think about all this, man? Do you think that this is going to be just another massive flop? If it is somehow a Batman game, are you going to play a a live service Batman game, or do you want to have a single player Batman game? Whatever it may be, leave the thoughts in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, consider liking and subscribing on the road to 100,000, and I'll see you guys on the next one. This game is fucking cooked, bro. This game is absolutely cooked. I have zero faith in them being able to pull off a live service like DC game after the bad taste in people's mouth regarding Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. It's not happening. It is not happening. Maybe they're banking on Hogwarts Legacy Part 2 making them a ton of money. Maybe, right? Maybe. But I don't think that's going to save the company. They have way too much debt, man. They have way too much debt, to be honest with you. So, all right. I don't think there was any super chats, was there? Let me see. Oh, there was one. Monkey Man 402. What do you call someone that hates money? WB. Fucking Monkey Man. All right, that was the one super chat. Thank you, Monkey Man. He had to sneak that one in there, bastard. All right, let's cover Sony suing Tencent. Let's cover this, and then we should be done for the evening, ladies. Well, aside from the waifu battle, of course. Aside from the waifu battle, This is going to be a good one, boys. This is something that I meant to cover the other day. I didn't get to because with all the censorship shit happening, it was impossible, man. There's so much happening. I'm really trying to keep up with everything that's going on, but it is a motherfucker. So I'm trying my best. But yes, this is something that I meant to cover the other day, and now we are going to cover it because it's important. It's important to talk about this, talk about what's going on. And these are two companies that, these are powerhouse companies, but still, we shall see. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys are not aware, Sony just recently filed a lawsuit against Tencent. Now, Tencent is a company that has their hands in a lot of pots, right? Tencent is a company that invests in a lot of other gaming studio companies in the hopes to eventually either take them over when they go under at a very cheap price, or hopefully they could get some nice royalties from investing into a company that might be struggling, just like Ubisoft. Well, Sony apparently is not happy with Tencent because Tencent has recently put out a game, or is working on a game, that looks eerily similar to Horizon Forbidden West. And everybody knows that Sony is relying on Aloy to being the character that carries their company. Well, I mean, used to anyway. Now Astrobot is going to be that character. But regardless, Sony holds Aloy very close to the chest. And obviously, they think that this is going to be something that might infringe on their copyright. Sony is going to sue them for copying the Horizon Zero series. And they filed a new lawsuit against Tencent, alleging that the upcoming title, called Light of Mortarim, has ripped off elements from PlayStation's Horizon series of video games. Now, a lot of people are trying to say that Sony is pulling a Nintendo here. They're trying to say, well, just because it looks somewhat similar, this is not the same game, not the same gameplay, all that stuff. But obviously, when looking at the pictures, it's probably not going to look like that. You have to see the game play out in order to have a true understanding of just whether or not the game is different or not. Like, Sony doesn't own lush forests. Sony doesn't own anything like that. What Sony is really angry about is the robotic animals. But again, they're not the first ones to ever create robotic animals, right? So let's check out and see what's going on. Tencent unveiled its upcoming PC title, Light of Mortarim, late last year, and many players immediately had something to say about it. As soon as the title was unveiled, it started being ripped apart on social media for being a blatant copy of Horizon Zero Dawn, which, by the way, these Chinese companies, they do have a habit of being very close to the chest when they're, trying to, I guess, either somewhat copy, slightly copy, or be inspired by other IPs. But PlayStation's hit action game, Horizon Zero Dawn from 2017, PlayStation is now addressing this issue in court with Tencent. So they must obviously agree with people thinking this game looks identical. According to a report by Reuters, Sony Interactive has filed a case against Tencent for copyright and trademark infringement in a California federal court. In this case, Sony has alleged that Tencent has created a slavish clone with Light of Mortarim, which copies several distinctive elements from PlayStation's Horizon series. In the complaint, Sony also revealed that Tencent had approached them to collaborate on a new Horizon game last year. Oof, that's not going to be good. And this offer was ultimately rejected. Damn. So Tencent was like, okay, we can either do this together, or I'm going to do this on my own, bitches. That's basically what happened here. Following the rejection, Tencent announced Light of Mortarim, which borrows elements from the Horizon series, including gameplay, story themes, and artistic elements, among others. The report reveals that Sony is seeking an undisclosed amount in monetary damages, along with an order that blocks Tencent from violating its intellectual property rights. Now, this is a huge, huge problem. It's a huge, huge deal. And obviously, like I said, Horizon Zero Dawn is something that is definitely held very close to the chest. I'm going to bring up the game right now and kind of compare screenshots and see what's going on here. Hold on, I got to bring it up. I didn't have it saved. I'm going to edit this part out. Light of more, because I feel like people should know. People should know if you're gonna accuse, like, is it on Steam? I think it's on Steam. Give me a second. Steam, Light of Mortarim. Let's see. Light of Mortarim. This shit is gonna be free to play too. Oh my god, they're how are they gonna be able to? Oh man, I don't know. All right, let's bring up the trailer. Let's bring up the trailer. Hold on. All right. Let's bring it up here. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to react to the trailer and see exactly why they believe that this is violating their intellectual property rights. This is Light of Moritham from Tencent. Let's see exactly what's going on here. And I can kind of already see in the background, yeah, this might not look too good for Tencent.
Seethes with defiance. Thickens with dread.
Yo, Tencent really said, oh, you don't want to collab with us? That's fine. We're going to do it on our own.
It is where the Daramans cast out the unwanted.
So, okay, from a gameplay perspective, it's obviously a lot faster. It's obviously not going to play like the same game. But from a visual standpoint, it's a little bit close. It's a little bit close. I can't lie to you.
Though trapped in this accursed place, the outcasts never forget. Their true home lies on the plains. The past will be...
Yeah, this game is going to play nothing like Horizon Zero Dawn. So from a gameplay perspective, I don't think they got to worry about it. I don't think they're going to have any sort of trouble, you know, in terms of a lawsuit or anything like that. But from a visual standpoint, I think that's where they're going to have perhaps a problem. It all comes down to just how good the copyright description of whatever they're claiming is being infringed upon is for Sony, especially with this particular game. And it all depends. And keep in mind, these are for the people who are currently, like, Sony's part of Bungie, so obviously Marathon is a big problem. Marathon's literal identity was stolen, so... And they're currently going back to the drawing board to try to recreate the whole thing, and they want everybody to forget about it and sweep it under the rug. So let's not pretend like Sony and Bungie or any of these companies are under or like above, you know, stealing stuff or trying to pass it off as their own.
No. As the mists
this plays nothing like nothing.
This journey will not be easy.
Honestly, it damn near plays like almost a Souls-like kind of action adventure game.
You'll need courage. Wisdom. The heart that craves battle. Fall or rise. The choice is yours.
I think it's going to come down to the machinery. That's what I think it's going to come down to. The machinery, I don't know what the copyright is for Sony's Horizon Zero Dawn. I have no idea. But the machinery is really where it's going to come down to. Honestly, I think
stay strong. Stay together.
I think it's distinct enough where they're not gonna have a problem. I think it's distinct enough where I think Tencent will be perfectly fine. Tencent has a lot of money and a lot of lawyers, and I'm sure this got looked over I would hope anyway, before it got put out. Doesn't mean that they're immune to lawsuits, obviously. Doesn't mean that they're going to immediately win in a lawsuit, obviously. But still, I think that this is at least fairly distinct enough where it's going to be fine. I really do. And I also think the genre is vague enough where it'll overall be fine.
And rise with new hope.
And keep in mind, this shit is going to be free to play. So for me, I'm not really super interested in this at all. I don't really have any stake in this game necessarily. I just find this to be interesting because we saw something similar happen with Power World versus Nintendo, and we know the hell that Power World is going through over the last, like, what, almost 2 years now this is happening. So this is going to be another situation just like this. So let me know in the comments down below, what do you think about this? Which side are you on? If you are on anybody's side, are you on Sony's side? Do you agree that this is basically a blatant ripoff? At first, it started to look like it, but as the game trailer progressed, I really don't. I think it's distinct enough. But you guys can let me know whatever it is that you decide in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching this particular video, and if you enjoyed it, consider hitting the like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Yeah, I think it's distinct enough. I really do. I saw people in the chat saying that it looked like Zoids. Perhaps, right? There was a screenshot that I remember. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's look at that. Let's look at the screenshots right now. Hold on. We could do this together here. See if it helps us paint a better picture. So I'm looking. This one's pretty bad. Again, it all depends on the copyright, right? It all depends, because you can't own like the vague theme of it, right? You just can't own robotic animals. I saw somebody say Temu Horizon Zero Dawn. Maybe. I mean, it is going to be free to play, so there's that. There's that. Obviously, multiplayer. I don't know what the premise is going to be. Is it going to be like, what, monster hunting? I really don't know. But I mean, it looks all right. Again, I don't think I'm going to play this because it's free to play. Not really my kind of thing. I'm all right. I don't want to be microtransaction to death by Tencent. It's really not something I'm looking forward to doing. I feel like this is going to be a highly graphical mobile game. You know what I'm saying? Not really looking for that. So, but people will probably play it. Who knows? It could be the next Power World. Who knows? Who knows? And then you'll have two situations where major corporations got completely destroyed. It's a survival base building game. Is that what it is? Oh, I'm so tired of survival base building. I know it has a huge, like, a lot of people love playing those games, but goddamn, every time I see an online multiplayer game, it's always like survival base building, survival base building. I'm like, all right, I guess, whatever. I don't think it's a full MMO. But we'll see. Anyway, it looks good though. Graphically, it looks good. So, all right, let's cut that. Thank you guys again. Really quick, we're gonna get into the waifu battle. But before we do that, for the people that don't like boobs as you leave the stream, I want to say, number one, thank you. Number two, join us on the next Grivcast. We should be finishing Wu Chang, hopefully, or at least getting close to finishing Wu Chang. And then after that, we're gonna be playing RoboCop Unfinished Business and reviewing that game. So I look forward to that. And obviously join me on the next Hypnocast, 9 p.m. every single day, Sunday through Friday. And then obviously Saturday we have Saturday Night Hypnosis, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll talk to ChibiReviews and see if he'd be willing to join us on SNH. No promises, but I reach out to all the people that you guys say to reach out to. So we'll see. We shall see. Netflix says, Hypno, imagine if Sony approved a Dark Cloud 3 with level 5 put in charge. Bro, Dark Cloud. Oh my God. Dark Cloud was one of my favorite games in the PS2 era. I fucking love that game. I really, really love that game. It was so good. There was something about it. There was like some sort of, I don't know what it was. Just something so just good about it. Anti-Federal is playing with it too. I think they ripped the code and altered it to make it legally distinct. If it looks like somebody else made it in China, it's probably stolen. Still hope they win. Fuck Western devs. Fair. Fair enough. And then we got the Song the Lich with ARS 100. When is Nickelodeon suing Sony for stealing the likeness of Carl Weezer from Jimmy Neutron for their Horizon games? Ooh. Well, that's why I said, man, you know, it's ironic coming from Sony, considering what they're going through in the past, and also with like Bungie and whatnot. And people be like, well, that's Bungie. Like, no, it doesn't matter. It's still part of Sony. But good call on that, Solomon. All right, let's get into the waifu battle. Ladies and gentlemen, about 30 gays have left the stream. Let's get into the content. All right, boys, the waifu battle is here. And man, oh man, has it been interesting. So, I'm honestly shocked. I'm shocked at how she's able to survive. But the Dark Magician girl is still our waifu battle champion. I'm not kidding. She managed to fucking beat Bayonetta yesterday, which was insane. I could not believe it. But here we are, and she did it. So we are going to go over the rules of engagement, and then we're going to bring out a brand new waifu to see how she can do against the Dark Magician girl. Rule number 1. All super chats during the waifu battle can and will count towards a particular waifu. But the only way that is going to count is if you put the name of the waifu in the super chat first. You have to put the name first. If you do not put the name of the waifu in the super chat first, then it will not count. It does not matter how big they are. If you super chat after the fact that you put the name of the waifu you forgot to put the first time first, then I will make it count. Rule number 2. You could vote for any waifu, regardless of who's on the screen. It doesn't matter. You could vote for the champion, who is Dark Magician Girl, or you could vote for the challenger, who you're about to find out. It doesn't matter who's on screen at the time. Last but not least, after the second waifu comes off screen, I'm going to do a 30-second countdown. After that 30-second countdown, no more super chats are going to count. It does not matter how big they are. The last super chat that shows up on my screen will be the one that counts. So please, if you're going to vote, vote early and vote hard, ladies and gentlemen. Do we understand the rules? I know we don't. I know we don't understand the rules. All right, guys, listen. I don't know what to do. I really don't. Because Dark Magician Girl, I don't want to keep bringing out the same waifus, even though we brought out some heavy power hitters this month, and I said that was going to happen. But I still want to give other new waifus an opportunity. I want to give new waifus who have never shown up before an opportunity to try to win. Even if I feel like maybe they'll get felted, maybe they won't, who knows? So we're going to bring out someone brand new to the waifu battle and see if she could take on the current champion known as Dark Magician Girl. All right, boys. If you are into elves, this will be the one that you're voting for. Ladies and gentlemen, the challenger is going to be none other than the one and the only, also from Yu-Gi-Oh! Mystical Elf. Ladies and gentlemen, let's start the clock and let's see who is going to win. Is it going to be Dark Magician Girl, or is it going to be Mystical Elf? Regardless, make your choice. But if you like elves, this will probably be the one that you want. Probably. Mystic Elf, let's go, boys. Let's go. Who is it going to be? Exactly. You are correct, fighter. Mystical Elf. BioT Wolf says Elf. Am I going to do Stellar Blade? I've already done Stellar Blade so many times. So many times. Are those your real headphones? Yes. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Toxin says, bruh, 2000 defense bricked. Facts. Boo, I won't vote for a blue elf fish. Come on, GDR. I thought you liked elves. Blue skin equals necrophilia. Oh man, don't tell the Mass Effect fans that. Bro, you are talking bad on the Liara to Sony. I'm just saying, don't say that to the Mass Effect fans. GDR with a $20 banger says Dark Magician Girl. I don't vote for blue elf fish trans. This fucking guy. Toxin with a 5 says Dark Magician Girl. I sacrificed by Blue Eyes White Dragon to special summon DMG Dark Magician Girl in face up position. You would do that, wouldn't you? Graham Robbins with a 5. Pamela Anderson now, because that au natural stank got my eyes and nose burning. Dear God. BioT Wolf 19 with a 2. Dark Magician Girl. Does nobody seriously like elves? What happened to all the elf lovers in the chat? She's thick. Seriously? Well, if she gets no votes, guess what? She's going to be banned for the entirety of the waifu battles history. She'll be gone, banned, forever dead. Is that a Smurf? No. No, it's not a Smurf. Although I can see why you would say that. I can see why you would say that. Twisted Master with a 6. Mystical Elf and Dark Magician Girl split 3 and 3. Now that's a real Yu-Gi-Oh fan. That's a real Yu-Gi-Oh fan right there. Shout out to Twisted Master, making sure that a little bit goes either way. Sonia says, well, she's not banned now. I mean, I might still ban her. If she makes less than $10, I might ban her for good. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Holy shit, that is Smurfette. Listen, if you got to imagine her being Smurfette in order to vote for her, then by all means, go for it. Go for it. You know what's crazy? This picture got so much reactions on Discord. So I was thinking, oh, people really like this one. Nope, apparently not. You guys lied to me. Crash Collins with a 2 on Rumble says Dark Magician Girl. I like elves, just not blue ones. Racist. Anti-Federalist Pain with a 5. Dark Magician Girl. Also, can we acknowledge that Toxin's phrasing implies he summoned the Fuda? We could definitely do that. We could definitely do that. Toxin will definitely... Yeah, that's fine. I'm okay with that. Dark Magus with a 5. Mystical Elf. Though I'd play with both in my deck if I played Yu-Gi-Oh! Now that's an answer. That's an answer. Nice one. All right, Mystical Elf's coming off screen, and now it's time to bring out the one and the only Dark Magician Girl, ladies and gentlemen. God damn, bro. Let's start the clock and let's see who is going to win. Is it going to be Dark Magician Girl? Or is it going to be the Mystical Elf? Make your decisions known. Ladies and gentlemen, what's that song called? It's called Lo-Fi from StreamYards. It's not my song. It's not my song. That is not my song. GDR with a $10 banger. Dark Magician Girl. There are no fat elves. Fearing is perfection. We don't want Ohio fat elves. What the fuck is an Ohio fat elf? Bro. Wow. Hypnotic, evidently your Discord members don't watch your waifu battles. Otherwise, they'd be here voting for Mystical Elf. Or maybe they just don't want to vote. It could be that too. Or maybe they just lied to me. Either or. I don't know. Whichever lore is better for you. BioT Wolf 19 with a 10. Mystical Elf 5. Dark Magician Girl 5. So she could come back someday. Fair. Nice one. Nice one, BioT Wolf. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing, man. I see what you're doing. Ohio Fat Elf is like a Michigan 7. That's crazy. That's crazy. Mystical Elf ain't winning against that now. I mean, listen, people were saying Bayonetta was going to felt Dark Magician Girl, and she ended up winning. So I'm just saying anything is possible. You never know. All it takes is one person to say, fuck the chat. I'm going to troll the chat right now while their guard is down, and I'm going to vote hard for Mystical Elf. And that's it. Game over. Dark Magician gets felted. The chair shot gets thrown in. But I don't think we have anybody that's going to do that right now. So, unfortunately. That's all right, though. That's all right, though. Those arms are way too skinny. What? What are you talking about? I don't think they're too skinny. What about a biker elf, bro? A biker elf? How would you want a biker elf? Sonia says, much love to you, Hypnotic. Thanks for what you do. Thank you, Sonia. Thank you. Thank you very much. We don't want your woke elf. Demon Carol for it too. Dark Magician Girl. Keep that dark elf away from schools. That's crazy. Crazy. Peace out, Abhorrent Soul. Thanks for hanging out with us on Rumble today, brother. I don't think they're gonna vote Kagwana. I think they're satisfied. They feel very comfortable. I would totally vote right now. Peace out, Sonia. Thanks for hanging out. John Winslow with a 5 says Dark Magician Girl and Mystical Elf, both by post. I'd play them both face down with defense position, then give them both a big bang shot for game. That's insane. That's insane. The hate for the fat woke elf is overwhelming. Probably. All right, boys. Dark Magician Girl is coming off screen. And now it's time to do the final countdown. Who is going to win? Probably Dark Magician Girl. Unless somebody wants to troll. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And that is it. The last super chat that is going to count is Michael Reinhardt for a 5 says Dark Magician Girl. I would sacrifice Mystic Elf to bring Dark Magician Girl out. And then Lewis C for a 10. Mystic Elf face down. I end my goon. All right, mods. Count it up. Count it up. And let's see who won this waifu battle. Feed the ducks. Feed the eagles on Rumble. Damn. Chaotic Holy says, damn, low payout for this battle. Yeah, I guess that's the last time I'm listening to Discord. See, this is why I don't bring out the new waifus. Everybody's like, we need new waifus, bring out the new waifus. And then I go on Discord and I look at the waifus people seem interested in, and then they get felted when I bring them out. It's like, okay, I'm just going back to what I do normally. I'm going back to what I do normally. Fuck it. Fuck it. It's all good though. That's an easy win for Dark Magician Girl. Easy win. Do video game waifus count? I've had Guinevere in the waifu battle before. I'm almost positive I've had. Yes, we do video game waifus, anime waifus. We do all of them. As many as possible. Should have did the Harpy Sisters instead? Yeah, no. No, thanks. Should have had My Valentine. I've also had her in the waifu battle before, and she lost. All right, here we go. The numbers are in. Look at that. Dark Magician Girl didn't even win by that much. That's the sad thing. It wouldn't have taken much for someone to troll the... Oh, man, I totally would have did it. I need to get an alt account. I totally would have did it. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. $50. Boom. Dead. Mystical Elf. $25.50. Against the Dark Magician Girl at $60.80, which means the winner and still waifu battle champion is none other than the Dark Magician Girl, ladies and gentlemen. Easy win for her. All right, fine. Fine. Let's do it one more time, ladies and gentlemen. One more time. Let's go. Let's go. I highly doubt anybody's coping and seething, but I'm still playing it regardless.
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing. Yes, you're coping and seething. The truth is scalding, and now you are molding and coping so hard. Coping and seething.
And that is it for the waifu battle, ladies and gentlemen. The Dark Magician Girl is going to go backstage where she will face off against another waifu tomorrow. Hypnocast, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Do not miss it, ladies and gentlemen. Do not miss it. All right, boys, listen. Fantastic stream. Absolutely insane stream in all the best ways. Thank you so much, everybody, for all the support, liking the stream, commenting, spamming the chat, super chatting, gifting memberships, everything. Special shout out to Mr. Rouge for dropping 150 memberships on the chat. That is still, like, saying that number is still unbelievable to me. Shout out to Mr. Rouge for that. Thank you so much. And thank you, everybody. Special shout out to the Hypno Mods for doing what they do every single day. I appreciate you guys as well. But I am out. I am done. I am gone. Stay till the end of the stream for our raid, for the Bigot Army raid. Stay to the end of the stream. But until next time, you already know. Go be bigots. Oh, maybe I'll do a Griffcast tonight. I don't know. Go be bigots and go be gooters. Bye.
I am not gay. I have relationships with women and sex with men. And I got news for you. That means you can't.
Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
The dog or her cat was named Vagina.
Put a ticket in, make her gay. Suck in the undertone, put a ticket in, make her lady gay. Fuck it, again, put a ticket in, make her gay. It means put a chicken in a queenie and make her fucking gay. Fucking pronouns! Fucking pronouns! Fucking gender ambiguity! Fucking current day Californian shit! Even though we fucking know, 'cause we're boring! We're so fucking boring! Twitter hole! Twitter hole! Get it right!
At the touch of the black man, I bring life. I bring life. I bring life. I bring life.
I bring light